Boom. Audible. Boom. Recording. Or no. Have it spelled out recording?
Recording?
Recording me? I don't know, it's weird. But, yeah, we're live.
All right.
All
Hello,
right.
everyone,
Oh.
and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the party began their journey out from Hjarmen, the backwater town of the Argos Republic, where they have sided with the rebellion led by Aurora Blackmont, who hopes to reclaim the island and its equivalent on the surface, lands beholden to her father, stolen out from under them by the thieves that started the Argos Republic in the first place. Siding with the rebels, who, for the time being, have interest in keeping Argos alive, and the party seems more or less on the same page with them on that. The party is setting out to find 4 temples scattered across the Underdark Isle of Niblata that supposedly have keys that can be combined to open up a secret passage beneath the final temple that the Saurians dug during the early days of the Inquisition that should lead straight to the inside of the palace, the great cathedral where Argos lies waiting. Being able to get past the bulk of her army would certainly be a benefit for the party who hopes to capture her. And so with that, the party set out from Hjarmen, crossed the Humming Highlands, the Death Nest Valley, and is beginning to follow the Changing Tide River in hopes of reaching Jade Valley, where deep in the heart of it is hidden the first temple, and the only one whose location is known for absolute certain by anyone who's alive to tell about it, the Temple of Restraint. But along the way, while crossing the wheat fields that the party now knows to be tended to by the Saurians, although currently are a buffet for some herbivorous dragons, the party found themselves accosted by a wild dark elf who, between the absolute nonsense and babbling and guttural noises, the party managed to discern that, judging from their dress and what they claim, they seem to be a relative of some kind to President Argos, specifically a male cousin. Ousted from the royal family for attempting to break out the dinosaurs that they were capturing. And so with that, as the Dark Elf man lets that claim of blood relation to the president hang on the air, what would you all like to do?
Do you have a name?
Oh, yeah.
They kind of like tilt their head, almost like surprised by the question, and they tap their not even their chin, like their teeth for a minute, making a kind of small like ticking sound, almost like they're struggling to remember it. But as they sit thinking for almost a solid minute, they snap their fingers and point to you suddenly, Lucian, with a wide, sharp-toothed smile. Liv! Name's Liv.
Do you even live, bro?
Liv to toi.
Did he have this voice? I thought he had a higher pitched, like Wheatley-ish voice.
What? Oh, wow. Well, we know where Gil's mind is. Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lucian. Now, you said that she, did she send you away? How did you become out here and not a priest anymore?
Well, I was trying to get some of those dragons they were capturing out. Thought it wasn't exactly fair for them to be in a cage. Let one of them out, gave me this, and they gesture to their missing chunk of face and nose on the way out, but managed to get them out back into the jungle, fair's fair. Fortunately, Cousin Ergo saw me doing it, and well, didn't exactly take too kind to that. Paid good money to have some poachers deliver those. So said that I wasn't welcome in the cities no more if I was going to be getting in the way, you know.
I see.
So that's what I'm doing out here. I was actually hoping to hunt a few of these big guys. And they point one of their curved blades towards the plate dragons grazing on the wheat fields. Yeah, some echo. Somebody's gonna.
Sorry about that.
All right. Yeah, it points to some of the plate dragons grazing at the wheat field, but saw your flyer there, and he gestures to Ruby as Gil flies aloft from the rest of the party. And don't exactly see carts coming through here outside of harvesting season, so thought I'd come and take a look. Sorry if I gave you a fright there. Normally out in these parts, you got to make yourself loud and proud. Otherwise, and he claps his fingers together and does a sound.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Question for you, Liv.
Yeah, what?
Like, do you know how long you've been out here?
They their eyes kind of blank for a moment, and they actually take a moment to consider, almost like doing some mental math. I stopped counting the days after the first couple years. He kind of frowns and taps his foot rapidly, almost seeming like a rabbit. But after a moment, they give a slow nod, and I think it's, I want to say about 3 years, maybe 4. Could have been a lot longer. Days start to blend together, you know?
Understand. Any ruins?
Ruins. Oh, you mean like the temples?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Actually, we are looking for some of the temples.
The 4 temples, the Saurian ones that the Inquisitors destroyed?
Yes.
Never heard of them.
Alright, well.
Okay, insight check.
We should go
I
then.
want to insight that.
We should go then.
Insight check.
I want to do it.
All right, well, go ahead and roll insight. And yeah, Zephyr seems insistent that the party should just leave. And what were you going to say, Caleb?
Caleb was like,
And Lucian and Gil, insight.
For me, 21.
what they want?
Do you want me to roll for you, Jer? Yeah. His insight is +3. So Jeremy got a 14.
All right. You see their lips kind of tighten, and their eyes go wide, and they start to kind of sweat. They're lying, and they're bad at it.
Now,
What
you
was
wouldn't
your
want to
first
lie
clue?
to a friend now, would you?
Don't get me wrong. There's not really such a thing as friends out here. We're all animals when you break it down.
Never said we were friends. Why?
You're gonna have to repeat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your audio is really bad, Jer.
I mean, I don't know about that. I just noticed it that one time.
I said, how about a trade?
Yeah.
They kind of stare at you and, what'd you have in mind?
Well, you have information. Maybe we could see about getting something that you want in exchange.
Mm.
I think Gil just raised the price of this.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what he does. We'll see.
While this live person contemplates, Kero and Neon, what are the two of you doing?
Oh, well, oh.
So the plate dragons are just eating, right?
Yeah, like none of the herbivores. You see a couple of them glance to him, but otherwise nobody seems to be paying any of you too much mind beyond like a cursory glance to ensure that you're not a threat.
Just munching on some grass.
Were you following these plate dragons around?
For a little while. Gotta make sure I can try to get one a bit separate from the pack. You know, don't want to be talking real loud and getting too all high and mighty if I'm within Thagamizer range. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
This guy's a fucking weirdo.
Are you wanting to hunt one?
Well, guys, gotta eat.
Wouldn't there be easier ones to hunt?
Oh, you thinking I should take my chances in the jungle where the beast is waiting for me? Not gonna happen.
What beast?
The biggin. And they start sketching with the edge of their curved blade into the dirt and grass at their feet, and make a relatively shoddy but functional sketch of a massive bipedal dragon with very short arms and a long tail. A sketch that's somewhat familiar to all of you, as you recognize it being very similar to one you had seen at the base of the cave you had slept at in Death Nest Valley.
Do you think it was the same one at that cave?
I know it is. I left my mark on it just as they left theirs on me. It's been following me ever since I let it out. I always have to keep moving. Can't stay in the same place for too long before it finds me.
What does it want?
What else do you think it wants? It got a piece, and they gesture to their cut-off nose. I'm thinking it wants the rest. So, where you all going?
Well, that's an interesting question.
And I hope it has an interesting answer.
Wait, is it though?
So I was gonna have something for
Might
Caleb
it
to say.
depends. It depends on what.
Caleb was going to
But-
say, and it might be easier just to, steal some wheat from one of those fields.
I don't see an oven around here to make that into bread, do you?
Or you could throw something together with fire and stones.
They kind of fidget a bit on their feet and just, after a while, I've started to kind of prefer the taste of meat anyway.
Fair enough.
And they eventually turn their attention to you again, Lucian, and kind of tilt their head. Who are you?
Dan.
What?
What?
I'm assuming you said your name.
Yeah, I got that much.
Yeah, all I heard was Cian. So I was
Sorry.
like,
My name is Lucian.
Right. So where you going?
Very interesting. It actually depends on what Gil has to offer you in return of the information that we need.
So what are you offering?
I look over to Gil.
Yeah, Gil, what are you offering?
Yeah, what's Gil offering?
Give me 1 second.
If Gil doesn't have anything good to offer, I may have something good to offer. But I would be very curious as to what he has to offer. Gil?
So, first off, his sword,
What'd you
The
say?
sword.
What sword?
scimitar, whatever it is.
Oh, lifts.
What does it look? What does it look like?
Well, are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just curious about the make?
Material.
Make a perception check.
Upson. Is Gil very perceptive?
Maybe. He's a war person. It's a
No,
weapon.
not one.
Oh.
No, not really.
You have not the foggiest.
So it's a grand total of 7.
Yeah, you have not the foggiest of what that thing's made of.
Wait,
Although I will say you've
I
never,
didn't-
you've never seen a blade like this before. I will say it's unique to you, but that's all you know.
Damage.
Okay. So, I will pull out one of my extra pistols.
and what are you? Oh, wait.
But I'll
Oh, that
trade
was
you
13
this
minutes ago.
Yeah, I was just playing around rolling.
for information.
They kind of stare at the pistol for a moment, and look up to you, look to the pistol, and what information is that exactly?
Everything you know about the temples, obviously.
Just the locations.
No, everything.
Oh my god. You don't know how.
My negotiation, Lucian, butt out.
Oh.
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you either of those things. I don't know nothing about no temples. I told you.
I guess insight
Okay,
doesn't force
plan
them to
B.
tell the truth.
No.
It doesn't. You just
Yeah.
know they're lying.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Caleb
And as
was
he
going to
says
be-
this, Gil's going to drop the pistol
Like technically, zone of truth
and
doesn't
grab
make
him
them
by
tell
the
the
front of
truth.
his robes and lift him into the air.
Caleb was also going to be like,
There's the easy way and the hard way.
Go ahead,
we
Caleb.
don't- Caleb was going to be like, well, we don't have to deal with this guy any further if he doesn't know anything, so let's just go.
All right. And Gil, you're gonna have Ruby just pick him up and try and carry him into the air.
Oh,
No.
why?
I'm picking him up myself. Because I got out.
Okay. Go ahead and make your grapple check.
I feel like you've made this a lot more complicated than it ever had to be.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, that's the kill for you, but or that's the elves for you, to be more.
Yeah, that's the elves.
26.
All right. You successfully grab him, and he kind of struggles, and you get a feel for just how skinny and malnourished this elf is as you relatively effortlessly are able to pick them up despite their struggling and kicking against you. And as you make your
They
threat,
roll intimidation.
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
can I
as
shoot
you-
Gil?
you
What?
can
Can
What?
if you want.
Shoot Gil, man.
Why?
Just,
Why?
Gil can handle it. I'm not gonna kill
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
him. All right.
If Caleb tried to stop this,
I mean, it's not gonna hit, to be honest, but I rolled low. But,
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I'll work. If you miss, I'll work Caleb stopping it into the description.
I got an 18, which I'm pretty sure is AC fire.
Yeah. So Caleb, you see Zephyr pulling out his crossbow and going to fire, and managed to knock it upward. So it goes.
Caleb is like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, is it not obvious?
Why? Why would you shoot him?
Because he needs to be shot.
What?
On with
Why?
the lizard!
Why?
Well, I mean, if he doesn't get, if he, not sure if I could do much else with, words don't seem to go through Gil's ears, and that is, really that's
Probably
all.
a reason to have to shoot him. Only
Well,
at worst, he's just
see-
slowing us down.
He has information.
Yes, and
That we don't
Whether he
need.
wants to give it to us or not,
it's not our problem. Well,
we can either
you gonna force it out of him? You gonna beat him up?
he can give it.
Are you
Oh no,
going-
I'm not gonna do a thing to him.
Then why are
What
you?
was the point of
He'll
picking
either
him
give
up?
it to us now.
You said the easy
or
way
I'll
and the
tie
hard
him up
way.
and leave him for the wonderful dragon.
So you're gonna
don't need this
essentially kill
information.
him. You're gonna essentially kill them.
We don't. We don't need. We don't need this anything. Whatever this guy can tell us is not going to be worth the effort.
Well, I will say he
I
could
don't know
have.
if this guy exactly knows where he is right now.
He
We
could.
can't possibly know that, Caleb.
Well, I
We
will.
cannot possibly know that.
I will
He
say
may
he could
have
have.
deeper
yeah.
Do we
information
need
than
to
we
know?
already have.
We know where we are going. We don't need anything else.
Well, he may know some good
No
information, but
directions of where we are going. We know vague directions of where we are going.
Oh my God!
If you
What
could
did they tell us?
possibly
What did
They
they tell us?
Pinpoint.
they never
'Cause
told
you-
us the exact
Okay,
location.
I have it word for word in my brain. Okay,
They never told us the
let me get out
exact
my fucking
location.
notes. They never
But-
gave us exact locations. However, they did tell us the Temple of Restraint exact locations. You know, we're supposed to follow the Killer's River through the Stalkers Forest and through
should
the
be
Jade
roughly
Valley
around
to reach
there.
the waterfall at the end. And then the temple is behind the waterfall. Everything else, though, is just like vague directions, like the Temple of Rigor is by Skulder's Lake, and the Temple of Rivet is in the Humming Highlands somewhere near Hyman. Who
Guy-
knows where the fuck these temples
This
are?
guy probably.
So I'm
depending
saying
on the-
maybe he knows better direction.
I get the negotiations, and I think you're not wrong. We could ask him information, but threatening him not going to get us anywhere.
And Caleb is going to say, shit. Now I can't remember what I was going to say because I got messed up because people kept
sorry.
talking over me.
Mhm. Well,
Okay, I know. Okay, I remember what Caleb was going to say. Sorry.
mhm.
Caleb was going to say, "Look, it seems like based on the time of day, this guy probably doesn't even know where he is. How is he going to tell us about where these temples are?"
Yeah.
I think he is lying.
Well, if he's lying or
But
not.
you have a valid point, Caleb.
It's good. Clearly out of his mind. If I'm going to get information about these temples, I'd rather get it from a source that isn't crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't, go too far. Some sources may seem, bad, but they can lead to good things. But again, we don't need to threaten him to just get our information. Just because our negotiations didn't work the first time. It's like, when we're gonna go to what? One of the if we don't negotiate with the rebels, we're gonna kill the rebels.
How would you propose that we get the information from him?
Well, first off, he sounded like he was down for a deal. All y'all asked for him was for a gun. He has no need for a gun. In fact, it would probably hurt him more.
That's right. Lizard's in his right mind.
Secondly, you could have just asked him, what does he want? Maybe we could have gotten it. If he can't, what then? Are you going, Lucy? Are you going to attack this man or put him in a pretty much a death situation because he didn't give you what you want?
Zephyr being the voice of reason
Yeah, I
right
was gonna
now.
say Zephyr being
Feel
the
stuff.
advocate of mercy lately. Damn.
I asked him what he wanted.
You never asked him what
You
he
didn't
wanted.
give
I
him a
did.
chance
I
to
asked him what he
respond.
wanted.
You didn't.
He was just thinking.
You're just thinking.
He was thinking, and then
You
y'all
were
were like,
impatient.
"Oh, so he wants to do a trade again."
Okay, then put the man down and ask him what he wants.
I
didn't
think
get that.
Zephyr
He
just
didn't give me
actually
an answer.
convinced Lucian or something.
Put the man down, Gil.
I put him down.
Now, live. Aside from your life, what else do you want?
He actually doesn't look directly at you, Lucian. As Gil puts him down, he dusts himself off and kind of glances back to Gil before striding up to the cart and leaning with arms crossed in front of you, Zephyr.
Seeing how you seem to be the sensible one right now.
I am the businessman kind of deal. So
He kind of throws an arm around you to pull you in, and in a voice still loud enough for all of you to hear, says, "I thought it might be better for us to talk here, away from all the crazies."
you know what? Fair.
Tread carefully, Elfman.
All right. Now, I don't see folks like you down here that often. And that tells me that you're from somewhere that's not here. You're from the surface, aren't you? Where the sunlight's real and there's no dragons hunting you down.
I will say that I haven't seen any dragons of any kind, like at least not anything like this. But frankly, I don't
You should
like
roll
the sun.
history for that.
I don't really care for the sun. But yes.
All right, now don't tell anyone I told you this. Still loud enough for all of you to hear, by the way. Don't tell anyone I told you this, but I was lying. I do know where the temples are. I was there when they got destroyed, you see, and I remember how to get into them. I remember where all the traps are. I remember what lies on the other side. But if I may ask, what interest are they to you?
Well,
Nothing in there for people who ain't worshipping their ancestor spirits.
we've been told that there's something useful in them. And that's simply all you need to know right now.
All right. If I show you where these temples are, I want you... Where are you planning to go after all this is over?
I believe we're going to. If it sounds like you would like to go to the surface, which we are. I think we do plan on going back. I hope so.
All right. If that seems fair to you, I'll show you where to go. I'll help you survive down here. And in exchange, you give me a free ride back up where the sunlight's real. And more than happy to help you out. There's dangerous stuff waiting for you if you go without me. I can catch my own food. I can drink my own piss if that's what you need. And all I want in exchange is a free ride to the surface.
Sounded like the sniper there when you said peace.
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 Yeah, Neon, you mentioned earlier that, like, you remember their voice being higher pitch. It's basically like fluctuating between pitch based on the enthusiasm they're putting into it.
Not too bad of a deal. It does seem like a pretty, simple deal. I will say, if you end up trying to double cross us, then I don't mind letting our friend here, have their way with you.
I stand to gain by double-crossing you? Got nowhere to go. Got no family left. All that's left is the beast and me. As long as I can get as far away from it as possible, I'm happy.
Well, I have no.
We could kill the beast for you.
I got killed.
Hey, we've already killed one dragon that was in the water.
Yeah, you killed one of the water dragons, man. Sure, the water dragons put up a nasty fight. But this thing
It did
eats the water
swallow
dragon.
one of us whole.
Did you live?
Yeah, they lived. We were able to cut them out after we killed it.
They live like
Good.
raccoons with us, right? They live.
Good boy. He turns back to you, Zephyr, and just, you see, you and I were the sensible ones killing the beast. It's impossible.
I mean, they are.
I find if you shoot something enough, it tends to die eventually.
Yeah, it's what the Inquisitors thought too. And then they were its dung in the jungle.
Well, I prefer not to fight to begin with, but these people can hold their own, though I don't know. I just prefer not to fight this whatever beast to begin with.
It shouldn't be a problem as long as we keep moving.
Well, again, I have no objection to this idea, though. Rather,
Well, if we should keep moving, then let's keep moving.
All right. Yeah, he kind of like shakes you in the like one-armed hug he's got you in, Zephyr, and steps back. All right, your captain and I have negotiated a deal.
Yes, I am captain.
I'll take all of you to these here temples, and you can find whatever it is you're looking for within. In exchange, you keep me alive, keep the beast off me back, and all I want in exchange beyond that is to take me with you back up to the surface when you're done.
So,
And
I
who's to
think
say
that
it
can
won't
be
follow
arranged.
What's that, big guy?
I said, who's to say that it won't follow you to the surface?
Oh, they will, but gives me more room to run.
You can't run down here. You can't run up there.
Gil, shut up.
No. Man's got a
Just
point.
stating facts.
Flying machines. I need a flying machine. Nah, that's stupid. The beast will think of that. Come on. We'll refine it on the way.
And I got something for Caleb to say.
Go for
First, Caleb's going to ask Gil. Hey, Gil, about how big is the army in Gilgar?
Wait,
How big is the
but I
army
know
of Kyogre?
this.
You would. You were the fucking
Yeah, as the
colonel.
colonel, you would. While exact numbers frequently fluctuate, you know that it's. Again, exact size varies, but the army is pretty sizable. More or less, it's considered tradition for any able-bodied citizen to at least have a stint within the army. So you'd roughly imagine that, at least last time you checked, which granted your territories were bigger at the time, your army was easily numbered in the 100,000s.
I know a place that has about 100,000 people with guns that you might be able to run it into.
Yeah, might be able to slow it down at least.
It'll do a lot more to slow it down.
Yeah, piss it off is what it'll do.
Kill it.
Surely you've heard of the Gyogurn army.
He's lived down here. They probably haven't heard of much on the surface.
No, I'll remember. Yeah. That's those stupid elves that Cousin Ergo's bought the Paradel out from.
You're not
like this
wrong
guy.
on these stupid front.
I like this guy.
She just
All they,
kinda
all they really
smugly
seem to know
grins
how to
at
do is
Gil.
shoot and stab things.
Yeah, no refinement.
Kill.
None at all.
Are you sure we need this guy?
I like him.
He's grown on me.
All you need to do is insult Gil. And then
Yes, you know?
like, alright, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm warming up to him. He
Okay.
taps his sword.
Gil's gonna get in his.
Blind boy.
I'm gonna go back up into the sky as Ruby.
He's just gonna fly away.
Hey, come back! We haven't discussed code names yet! Forget it. Alright. So, here's how this is gonna work here. You, any point.
But I'm very curious. What do you mean by code names?
Well, so
Where
that
are
I know
you
what to
going
call
with
you.
this?
It's so that I know what to call you. So here's how it's gonna work here. He
Oh.
points.
Think of their names.
Well, wait, Lucy she already has a code name. Here, I'll let you.
Fucking damn
Mage. Oh yeah,
You-
mage.
Shit, no.
fucking damn! I will murder you
Caleb
with
already
exactly.
said it.
I can't. What is that? It's like what?
She's already got a code name to tell.
Yeah,
You guys are
Oh,
smart.
yeah.
You're figuring it out.
Yeah, Caleb's like, oh yeah, it was Neon's idea. He was the one who called their mage.
Neon, which
Not
one's that?
The fox guy.
the one with the
He-
mech. The big robot.
Yeah,
What
he
is
looks
the
around confused at your declaration, Caleb, but then at Zephyr's correction, gives a nod. Just, oh,
He's very quiet right now.
all right. Well, their code name's gonna be "It Happened Once in a Dream."
I like it. It makes no sense, but I like it.
I see.
Doesn't that defeat the whole point of code names? Is this supposed
Be
having
short.
it be like multiple words?
Oh no, it's just because there's not much point learning your names when you're gonna
Keep
get eaten
going.
tomorrow.
Well, you never know what's gonna
Okay,
get
continue.
eaten
Hey,
tomorrow.
the last thing
or
that
whatever.
tried, the
Gotten
last
better
thing that
loads.
swallowed one of us got killed. Remember?
All right, 2 days then.
Well, if we only have 2 days to go, then let's get traveling.
Well, hold on. I still want to hear this one's code name. Sorry, what was your name again? Forget it. Code name. Tell me. Tell me.
Trying to think, was it just mage or was it mage
Me.
lady?
It was just
Just
mage.
mage.
I was like, yeah. Quite a few
Not-
people. Quite a few people have called
No.
her mage.
No.
Mage. Got it.
No! That's Zephyr!
Bad? It was like
That's
a dog.
Yes.
A dog.
Caleb just every time they say no, Caleb's like, yes, yes.
I will not answer to that!
But you will.
I'm trying to think. Have you answered to mage?
No!
No.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
No.
the only one.
All right. I'll fill the rest of you in on the rest of your code names as we go. Come on.
In my me.
And
Mutters
Are
angrily.
they gonna keep moving?
Yeah.
and
Move
nobody has
and
any
make
objections.
move and make some code names apparently. Trying to think, what do they call everyone?
He actually has come up with code names for everyone, but doesn't seem inclined to share them at the moment. All right. Kero, you see this new Liv character scuttle to the front in front of Neon and kind of sniff the ground like a bloodhound before pointing forward with what's left of their
He
nose.
does on like all fours on everything.
Yes. Yes. And begins to scuttle ahead, leading you guys forward. Do you follow?
I'll follow.
I guess so.
I guess so.
All right.
As we go, I want to say to Zephyr. I want to say something to Zephyr.
Go for it.
Uh oh. This can't be good.
She just kind of like points her finger like in his face. You are going to get it. You
I
don't know when, You don't know how, but you are going to get it.
What am I getting? Am I getting
And she walks
but
away.
am I getting some gold?
Ever heard the expression, you're cruising for a bruising?
That seems like a very anachronistic expression.
Sounds stupid, so no.
Zephyr, ever the eloquent.
Ever the eloquent.
Just
He be spitting straight
Mark
facts.
my words, Zephyr. Mark my words, Zephyr. You will soon reap what you sow.
I'm sure you'll probably mark these words a lot more than he will, because you seem to mark all words.
All right.
I will ignore that.
Okay, if he insults you, then it's okay.
She likes Caleb.
Does she though?
Seems like it.
She doesn't hate you as much as she hates me.
Well, so while we're walking, Caleb is going to question our new companion about some things.
Go for it. You see them kind of scuttling at the front, but if you kind of wave them down, they'll fall back a little bit and hop up to kind of one arm hang off of the side of the cart and keeping their sword in their other hand. What can I help you with, Dragon 2?
Well,
Caleb is just going to be like, so, from what I understand, you got kicked out by your cousin?
Yeah, figured if I wasn't down with the whole capturing and smuggling out dragons thing, then I wasn't going to be down with everything else. So, said that I was welcome to stay on the island, but wasn't welcome in the cities no more.
How were things for you before then? From what I could tell, the males of the Dark Elves don't get treated very well.
Oh yeah, no, it was a bit of a hard knock life, but you eventually get used to that sort of thing. I figured once I got a bit older, grew into my looks a little bit more, parents are probably going to marry me off to some powerful woman, look good, unite the families, that sort of thing. I know Cousin Ergos had been talking about it for a while, having me sent off somewhere or another to unite the Ergos Republic with some other family, make us stronger, that sort of thing.
And
Ooh.
how do you feel about your cousin after all this?
I think she's a good girl, always has been, but she's got voices whispering in her ear, you know? And I don't mean like, and he kind of clonks the metal of his sword against his head. I mean like, kind of like Mage, eavesdropping and skulking over your shoulder there.
Damn.
It has been roast Lucian today.
Excuse me?
Yeah, but I think she's a good girl. Always made sure that I was treated well, taken care of. Always listened to her parents. Honestly, kind of caught me by surprise a little bit, being sent out into the jungle. But he kind of falls silent, seeming like just kind of like he got lost in thought and just stares off into the distance.
Did you ever hear anything about any internal issues during your time
He started
there?
drawing me.
Well, no, as far as she ever told me, her bowel movements are perfectly fine.
There was no talk of like rebels or anything in the kingdom.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, we'd been dealing with it for some time. Not everybody liked the taxes and the new laws, but yeah, I used to think that it was a little unfair that they should be allowed to just keep the dragons if they want them, but don't really feel that way anymore. I kind of see what Cousin Ergos is talking about now.
Yeah, to be fair, these are wild dragons. I'm sure once that they're raised by people, they're probably quite a bit different.
Maybe, but I don't fancy my chances. If nothing else, it's been safer with Cousin looking over the place.
Was there a lot of troubles before she came around?
Eh, didn't get a super good look, I'll admit, but eh, things were fine, but they weren't exactly ambitious, these scales. They were kind of content to just sit on the island and do their thing, never making anything more grand than their temples, never trying to expand their territories. All the different groups weren't even trying to get anything from each other, just sitting on the scaly laurels and doing whatever they thought the dragons were telling them to do, which apparently wasn't much.
Well, maybe if things are doing all right for one, maybe you don't need to change too much. Maybe that's. Maybe they just simply like the simplicity of it.
Eh. I suppose that stands to reason. I'll admit, life out here kind of grows on you after the madness sets in, you know?
That was really all Caleb had to ask right now.
He kind of hops off and just, well, that was cheerful. Let me know if you need anything else, Dragon 2.
I'm guessing I'm Dragon 1.
You want to ask?
No, I'm good.
All right. He scuttles back off to the front, and your journey continues. You make it out away from the wheat fields, and a small section of the Changing Tide River that branches off into Scalder's Lake is crossed. And gradually, the jungle begins to stretch outward a little bit, and it becomes harder and harder to follow the river without entering into the jungle. Although, for his part, Liv doesn't seem overly concerned. He does keep his head up and seems to be listening, but otherwise seems okay with entering the jungle, assuming the rest of you are as well.
Whatever we gotta do to get there.
I'm just keeping an eye out from the air.
Okay. I still have perceptions saved from last time, so which we agreed we'd be using for the duration of the trip. So, all right, Gil, you're able to keep decent sight of the group, as this is less a tropical jungle like what you'd been crossing and more of a swamp. So there's long stretches where there isn't much tree life, and the river starts to get deeper and murkier. Although there is quite a bit of foliage that you guys have to well, granted, from whatever, yeah, everyone who like isn't in the air is either in the cart or in a mech or on a mech. So yeah, Morrigan has to kind of trundle through a lot of dense foliage. But Gil, you have a pretty unobstructed view of the group and the surroundings. And Neon, from within your mech, you hear a voice in the jungle. Is someone there?
Did anyone else hear that?
What?
I don't
Hear
know.
what?
Did anyone else hear that?
Did I hear that?
Did I hear what?
This time, all of you hear it. Hello?
Hello?
Can you help me?
Where's the voice coming from?
Don't
Make a perception
don't
check.
trust it. Could I also
Caleb
Ooh,
also
a
make
high
a
roll.
perception check.
I got a good roll.
All right,
Twen-
both
20
of you make
27.
both. All right, 27. Caleb and Lucian, go ahead. Kero, do you react at all to this?
Carol just narrows her large eyes and just... What? Carol, do you hear that?
Garo kind of gets low to the ground and curls their lip a little bit.
I got a
Hmm.
23.
I got 25.
All right, man, high rolls all around.
Okay, it also gets +7 to perception.
Yeah. All right.
Same.
I get plus 9. Or not plus 7, plus 8.
Gil, you're too high up in the air to hear this, although you do see the group kind of come to a stop. And all of you, since pretty much everyone rolled well or has naturally pretty high perception, all of you see Liv kind of smirk a little bit and get low to the ground alongside Garo as all of you, Gil, you can see this, although you can see that the group sees it too. A small bipedal reptilian, not overly large, about the height of a person, crouched low in the swampy foliage, making its way almost like an alligator through water, snaking through the foliage, making its way towards the group. Can you help me?
So we keep
I'm
going?
guessing this is a trap.
Should we keep going?
That's the clap jewels for you. Yeah, keep moving. Everybody stay on the trail.
I'm guessing they can mimic voices.
Yep. What you're hearing is the last words of the poor unfortunate bastards it found first.
Oh god, it's like an annihilation.
Please! I'm hurt and lost!
Alright, well. Onward.
Oh, that's dark.
Definitely not good for one's health to be hurt and lost in this jungle.
Well, that's their problem.
Was their problem.
problem.
Hey, yeah, you know what's up, Dragon 2.
Dragon 2.
I mean, do you remember your name? I think it was like what? That dream.
It happened once in a dream.
Yeah, it happened once in a dream here. Yeah.
I'm so mad. I wanted to know what mine was.
He already said it. He said it once.
Mage.
Yeah, he said
Save
mage.
it, ruined it for me. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right. As you all continue making your way past these clapjaw dragons, which you suppose you now know what the desert you had crossed through was named after. And Gil, from your elevated position, you can see as the cart makes its way past, the creature does not follow, although its head, from which you can see two colorful crests, follows them. You can see several more identical heads pop out of the surrounding foliage, all watching the cart as it leaves. You count about 8 heads in total.
One was trying to lure and the other was going to ambush us.
You all continue.
That could have been fun.
You all continue.
We have different definitions of fun.
Zephyr, you kind of irritatedly swat at a few bugs swarming around your head as the swamp gets more humid and wet as you continue to follow the river. And as a particularly large fly is dancing around the top of your head, you feel a powerful snap over your head, and Caleb, you kind of duck as another one of those big-headed, pudgy dragons with wings flies over the cart, snagging the fly over Zephyr's head, and perches against a tree before smacking its fangs to chew the bug before flying off. Kero, as you kind of glance at the river that the party is following, as it snakes its way into the swamp and presumably into Scalder's Lake, you see a small dark green shape beneath the waves, similar in shape to the false fire cell dragon. It doesn't trail or pester the group, although you do see a long crocodilian head poke its head out of the water and watch as the cart passes by before swimming back beneath the waves. And Neon, you're almost, I mean, you can choose not to if you wish, but you feel like you're almost having to fight to dodge the small pigeon-sized dragons that are constantly dancing around at Morrigan's feet, skittering off into the underbrush every time you take a step before immediately returning as your next foot lifts up.
Little fuckers.
Caleb is going to be like, man, you must never need to drink water around here.
Why you say that, Dragon 2?
That water seems to be entirely full of things that will eat the first thing that comes near it.
Big fella's already had a meal from the looks of it. Shouldn't have to worry too bad. And he looks down at several of the pigeon-sized ones swarming at his legs and, get out of here! And he starts swinging his blade, and they all scatter off into the underbrush. Little pests.
Charm.
Do they just enjoy pesting bigger things?
Oh no, they're trying to see which of us is the weakest so they can pick us off. Lost a lot of good inquisitors that way. Sleep with your boots on. They like to take your toes in the night.
Good to know. Thank you.
Now, they've never given me trouble, because I figured out after a while, if you take the piss of the big uns and coat yourself in it, they just leave you right alone. Of course, I forgot to take my shower this morning. Didn't want it disturbing the things I was hunting, you see. So it's going to be annoying. Probably try to get myself a fresh coat before bed. That should do me good.
Caleb is going to do the whole pinch his nose thing. Like, that explains a lot.
Explains what, Dragon 2?
The expression,
you know.
the expression on Lucian's face, though.
I am so glad I can't smell you.
Well, he should smell fine. He hasn't had a fresh coat.
Yeah, so the coat he does have is, like, rancid.
Yeah, see? They got it figured out.
I have a feeling if you do
Yeah,
that
the
enough,
look
even the
on
big things
Lucian's
won't
face
find
is
you
just-
appetizing.
Oh no, the big ones smell me and think I'm looking for a fight. But as long as I stay out of the deeper parts of the jungle, that doesn't give me too much problems. It's all about strategically picking your showers.
Do you ever take a water shower?
No, why?
Again, explains a lot.
Zephyr's gonna just kind of shake his head as he's gonna bring out a coin and just kind of twiddle with it.
Alright.
Lucian's face is just a mix of like horror and disgust, and she's just like, "Oh God."
You all continue through this relatively light swamp, thankfully, for the better part of the afternoon. While I'm assuming you guys are wanting to maintain your very quick pace with Gil keeping watch. So with that pace being maintained, you are only held up slightly by the difficult terrain you find yourselves trekking through. But given that Kero knows how to navigate areas like this, as does Liv from the looks of it, it doesn't slow you down too drastically. And the sun is getting low in the sky by the time you find yourselves having seen, from the looks of it, cleared the swamp. And as the trees, gnarled and rooty, begin to thin out, you see Liv has stopped. And Neon, you almost instinctively come to a stop too, and all of you in the cart and Gil up in the air look to see that stretching ahead of you, continuing the path of the river, there's still some brush and the occasional tree, but everything is covered in a dense, thick fog. You can't see very far ahead of you in these conditions. You can just barely hear the trailing of the river and the occasional rustle of trees and brush. It's against your better judgment, a part of you almost feels like the trees and plant life of the swamp actively avoid whatever this place is. Almost like you almost get the sensation that the trees and the brush that do grow out here are doing so foolishly and against the better advice of their elders. The grass is this pale, almost ghostly, whitish green color and seems incredibly moist from the constant humidity. From the looks of it, the draft from the swamp carries the humidity down the river up here where it stagnates. The fog is dense and thick, and Gil, even from your elevated position, it looks like it's just a big cloud, no matter how far you look.
Jin, does this fog seem natural or magical?
Make an Arcana check.
Can Caleb make anything out in the fog?
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Shit.
Wait, it's fog.
Well, I don't need to roll the next one. It's gonna be a 9.
Okay.
2 plus 7.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Lucian, as far as you can tell, the fog doesn't seem magical. Although, granted, you do know that a lot of the weather down here is artificial. So it could be artificial weather, but as far as you can immediately observe, at least, it doesn't seem like the fog has any magical properties, and just it was likely either created to simulate the weather through magic, or it could just be legitimately completely naturally occurring. But either way, you can't make out, at least at a glance, any magical properties the fog seems to exude. And Caleb, though you squint and your eyes are sharp, you cannot make anything out with how dense the fog is, other than the light
I
swaying.
can't hear anything from it either.
Nope. You just hear the bubbling of the river and the rustle of plant life. The brush is incredibly thin here, but
I would like to detect magic. Level 1 spell.
Okay.
See if anything pops up for me.
You cast detect magic, and nothing unexpected comes up on your radar.
As you said earlier.
Well, I just wanted to
Yeah, it's fair to double check. I could
here.
absolutely be fucking with them.
Yeah, or even
That was it was a fairly high roll. I feel like
it could
the
have been
roll
a
they
high,
had, if there was something up, you would have told them.
well, yeah. Well, first off, it could have been like a high, like could have been like in the 20s, but or was it?
Yeah,
was it
or really high
35?
DC, or just Arcana check wouldn't have even helped, and they just wanted to be sure.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
or something else. It could be in the fog. You can see, they can see magic presence from.
Exactly.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah, detect
Fair
magic does
enough.
not give you any indication.
That
What
makes sense.
are the rest of you doing?
Lasts for 10
Caleb
minutes.
is going to be like, so should we stop here for the night before we move into the scary fog?
Real quick, Neon, Gil, and Keto, what are the three of you doing?
I'm just kind of
I'm just
scanning
flying
the fog.
overhead, waiting.
Does What's his mech called again?
Morgan.
Does Morgan have sensors?
Doesn't have that blind vision.
I don't think that would none that would apply right now. I mean, I have headlights.
That could help.
No, Austin, don't you know that headlights make it worse in fog because it reflects off the fog back at you? Come on, you took driver's ed.
Did I?
Neon,
Well, I
you
would
said you're-
hope so, considering you're driving.
Questionable.
Neon, do you want to make a perception check, or are you just more like passively scanning the fog?
Just passively.
Okay. Gil, what'd you say you were doing?
I'm just flying overhead, waiting, checking out the fog.
Okay. And Kero?
So we're just waiting while the fog rolls in, or are we moving?
Well, no, yeah, you're not. Everyone stopped at the tree line, or at least Liv did, and Neon stopped behind them. But I wanted to get info
Yeah,
from everyone.
I remember us stopping. I just don't remember. I didn't remember if we were going, if we just continued or not.
Yeah, I just want to see if you want to do anything before dialogue picks up. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page, not getting left behind and all.
They already rolled for perception, right?
Well, Caleb did.
And I rolled low.
I'll roll for perception.
Okay, and I'll say since you're technically still in a kind of swampy area, this will be a flat roll.
Oh.
Oh.
Let me see. That's not a high roll at all. How could you?
You have been betrayed by your dice.
11.
Yeah, you sitting atop Morgan squint and can't make out anything any better than Caleb can. And Zephyr?
Zephyr's just kind of assuming the guy that we, made the deal with knows what he's doing. He's just gonna kind of twiddle with his coin he has.
All right. He turns his attention to you, Caleb, since you had piped up and asked what the plan was, and just, all right. Doesn't particularly matter what time of day we move through here. They're going to be out hunting either way. But while we're crossing, we're going to take it slow, and you're all going to follow me, and nobody's going to wander off. Understand?
Well, we're all in the cart, so it's up to Morgan or Neon.
Guys, if anybody wanders off just because you saw something shiny off in the clouds, I'm not responsible for what happens to you if you wander off. They always pick off stragglers.
What's in there?
Did you hear that, Gil?
I'm flying.
That doesn't matter. You
They can fly too.
I'm not here.
You're gonna want to get down from there.
I'm not.
Gil, can you for once in your life not be so hard-headed?
Apparently they
All right, I tried. He's dead.
I'm not in this conversation because I'm not here.
Well, they're yelling at you. That's what they're implying.
I mean, do you want me to
Okay,
actually
in that case,
yell?
then yes, I will come down.
All right.
But I don't want to metagame.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh no, that's fair. Yeah. So you hear the yells of your party and come down. And I will say, yeah, Gil, you did hear Liv yelling up at you that whatever's out there can fly too, and that you should stick with the group. And Caleb, at your question, he grins and swamp stalkers, big dragons, flying ones. Everybody thinks that the flying ones that won't go after you as long as you stay away from the nests. It's not true. This is where they come to hunt.
So we should watch the sky.
No. And he grabs you by the shoulder and kind of pulls you like halfway off the cart to point into the fog. Specifically, you see him pointing his blade at one of the trees. See that tree there?
Uh-huh.
He lets go of you and kind of fiddles around in the ground for a moment before pulling up a pebble and kind of tossing it to give an experimental feel. He flicks it into the fog, and you see it lightly impact off of the tree, which then lifts off the ground and out of sight.
Oh, they are very big.
Bigger than any other
Oh,
dragon.
holy
I've
shit.
seen.
Just like, oh, that tree? Oh, yeah, it's a dragon.
It's a
Not so
dragon.
quiet, lads.
I hope you didn't piss that one
Do
off.
we just go?
Nah.
We go slow. No, Gil. No.
What
No,
is
Gil.
he doing?
Bad Gil.
I want since.
No. Bad Gil.
That's not gonna work. These things are almost impossible to train.
Almost impossible. So you're saying it's a chance?
Well, technically, yeah.
Almost impossible. It's still possible.
Yeah.
We've been down here for almost a decade, and the Saurians even longer, and I've only seen 3 of these things ever listen to a word anyone says. They're bigger than you, and they can eat you up in one bite. You want that as a pet? Huh?
I mean,
Is being in a group going to
Yes.
actually do anything?
No!
That's
I
big?
was like, it was like
Staying in a group means
You're
that they'll
asking the
attack
wrong
us in a group.
questions.
But that's better than them picking us off one by one.
so
Nothing's going to stop them from coming after us.
Yeah, so they're gonna
But-
attack us anyway. Okay.
Like I said, we're in their hunting grounds. He points to where the tree had been. That's how they hunt. They try to catch creatures that come out of the swamp, trying to get away from all the other predators. They think they see a tree, go up to it looking for food or perhaps some shade, and he does a motion of picking something up off the ground and vanishing.
So if we stay away from trees,
You.
It sounds like they're gonna
Yeah.
attack us
How do you know
anyways.
which one is the tree and which one is the dragon?
Probably them all.
If it tries to kill you, it's most likely a dragon.
No shit.
probably it's just best to stay away from all things that look like a tree in there.
or just,
Dragon 2's got the right idea.
or just stay away from anything that seems suspicious.
Been there, done that's also got the
So
right
you-
idea.
Been there, done that.
Wait,
That's what-
Dragon 1.
Oh, Dragon 1's me.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, put that. I'm putting notes of all of our nicknames.
Okay, so yeah.
So what
Alright.
do I?
If I had to pick a guy,
If I had to pick a guy,
To do what? If you had to pick a guy to do what?
For his local baseball team.
Yeah. Kill a dragon, travel through horrible, misty swamp stalker territory with, go find temples with, that sort of thing. All sorts of stuff I'd do.
Hold hands with.
What if we were two
Skateboard.
elves and we held hands and laughed?
Blush emoji, blush emoji.
Yeah, blush
So
emoji.
Zephyr is been there, done that. Neon is
It
what
happened-
is Neon
it
again?
happened once in a dream. Yeah. You're a mage.
Okay.
Gillis, if I had to pick a guy, and that's so far all we know. Oh yeah, and Stranger, the man is Dragon 1, and Caleb is
And
Dragon
Caleb
2.
is Dragon 2.
That's all we know so far. I think we're only missing Caro and
I
technically
love
Raccoon.
this.
Is Raccoon with us?
No,
Yeah,
but
Raccoon's
he would have
traveling with
called me if you didn't butt in, Zephyr.
I mean, he's calling you by your proper name.
I
You know what?
love
You
that
know
he
what?
remembers
Fuck you.
that.
That's what.
Well, look at it this way, mage.
Please?
Do you learn the name of the beast that made your burgers?
I've never known a beast to make a
Yeah.
burger.
I think it just means a creature or
And also,
human
I
or
don't
no.
eat burgers. What?
All right.
What is
then
a burger? I don't eat burgers.
Do you learn the names of the leaves?
Yes.
What? What?
She's implying that she knows everything. So
She knows her plants.
I know my plants. I know my fruits. I know my vegetables. Yes,
you eat
I
something
do.
When you know its name.
I think he means unique
I mean,
names.
Not species names.
You just go around like, "Hey,
I
Bob,
don't
nice to
understand.
see you," and then he does like a crunching motion.
Well, because I think she only eats plants.
Oh yeah, but they eat the plants after learning their names. Mage is a freak.
You're not
they
wrong.
don't. They don't
You know, I'm not.
actually
I
have
should
names. They
argue
have
with
like
you.
their scientific names. They have scientific names, but they don't have like
He's not
individual
gonna
names
know
like people.
what that is.
All right, sorry, Dr. Bob.
what?
Caleb
Doctor?
is just gonna look to Lucian like, you're not going to
No.
change anything.
You're right, Lucian.
I don't think you understand. They have scientific names, not like Dr. Bob, but like
Caleb
I don't
is
know.
just going to try and
an
be like,
example of
Lucian,
something.
Lucian. He's not going to know what that is.
Okay.
All right, are we going or are we
All
gonna
right.
get this over with?
He does grow on you.
He does grow on you.
All right, everyone, follow the river. Follow me. Don't wander off. And if you do wander off, scream. It'll lure the rest of them to you. And if you do scream real up high like a girl, because it makes me laugh.
Caleb is going to basically get as in the cart as he can get and just hold his laser rifle.
All right. Anyone? So, does anyone want to change the marching order or your current positions and whatnot while trekking through Stalker Swamp?
Well, what's going on
So,
with Rose?
Gil is flying literally right above the party.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Zephyr and Caleb in the cart with Lucian.
Do we need to roll initiative?
Well,
No, I'm just trying to keep track of where everyone is.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to combat yet.
Morgan enters combat with I don't know. Caleb. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
All right.
Was that for the pun earlier?
Yeah.
All right. So you all see Caleb kind of duck down low in the cart and ready their rifle. Does anyone else want to take up similar states of readiness, or are you just going to stay in your positions and keep an eye out?
Problem
I'm gonna
is,
stay in my position.
you can't see jack squad since the fog, and so shooting them is going to be, practically impossible.
Well, how else do you fight a flying thing?
Don't. Keep going. But
And
Jill
that
has a
makes a good point.
javelin.
But if you have to, I find that sometimes you gotta wait for them to come to you, especially in a place like this.
so he'll kind of he'll kind of still twiddle with his coin, but he'll kind of put his his whisper next to him as he just
Whisper.
His umbrella shield blade.
Yeah, my parasol.
The fancy one with the Zephyr emblem on it. All right. It happened once in a dream. Follow me.
I'll follow him.
All right. You guys begin following the river crossing the Stalker Forest.
Oh wait, we're not gonna get level of exhaustion for this, are we?
I mean, as long as I'm doing it all night.
Beyond the flow of the river and the occasional rustle of what you hope is actually plant life, it's quiet and borderline lifeless. It's so strange to be going from the bustling activity of the small swampy area you had trekked through, and just the kind of usual occasional dragon sightings you would see. And every so often a tree will loom into view, and Liv will study it intently before either walking past it or kind of gesturing for Neon to give it a bit of a wide berth. And Caro, as you kind of glance at one you pass by, you indeed see, as you go away from it, a second tree falls out from view and lands next to the first one, and almost like whatever the source of these creatures is turning to watch as you walk away. Everything is.
Caro grimaces at this.
Mhm.
Can't imagine Garrow's very happy right now.
Oh yeah, no, Garrow's sticking tightly to Morrigan and is very unhappy. Caleb and Lucian from the cart, you both kind of duck down slightly as you hear this echoing over the valley and see this massive dark shape cast the entire cart into shadow. You never see what it is. You just see a dark shape in the fog. Lucian, at a quick glance, you estimate its wingspan to easily be 40, 50 feet, whatever it is, fly over your head, still not visible through the fog and out of sight.
Well, that's unnerving.
Sounds like one of my cats.
Wait, what did Lucian say?
It's like one of my cats.
How big were your cats?
Well, it's not the bigness, it's the sound.
Oh,
Zephyr, as the party continues their trek, you see what you would assume to be a tree growing out of the riverbed, but figuring it out at this point, you just kind of study it impassively, and sure enough, as the cart passes by, the head lifts out of the river and into the clouds.
Sort of nods his head, just again twiddling his, just like, all right, cool, just play with my coin now.
just not gonna worry about that.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Gil, from your elevated position, you can hear the sound again. And a distant one echoing back. Liv mutters to himself at the front. They know we're here. They're watching us.
How far do we tell it
Do
out
I
of the fog?
hear that part?
I'll say, yeah, he wants to make sure most of you can hear it. And Caleb, in response to you, he kind of clicks back. It's still a few more hours. Going at this pace, it's going to take time. But it's either that or we run and someone gets left behind.
Once I know we're here, he's going to replicate the sound back out.
No!
No!
I
And no
mean,
one can stop him because he's on that stupid thing.
he's kind of next to us, so maybe you just like hit
So
the
I'll
cart.
say, Gil, what are you hoping to accomplish?
Actually,
I mean, they already know we're here, so it's not like a big deal.
He's just like he's trying to show dominance.
Dominance.
Make an animal handling
When I-
check
And
at
hopefully not
disadvantage.
attack.
Just don't even
Dominance.
look. I
okay,
think he
when
can
I
back out.
hear him,
We're here.
Can you cast a be silent spell on him?
I mean, there is silence, but it only
I actually can.
but like, it's only temporary because it's for like what
21.
like 6
Okay.
seconds.
For 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, I
Well,
can do it. Okay,
well-
you know what? When I hear him, I want to cast silence on him.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is, silence doesn't. You can't. The silence.
It's
is
not on a
per-
person; it's on an area, I believe.
It's an
20
area.
Yeah,
So-
it's on a 20-foot radius.
I mean, it'll
so
work,
like,
but just
so
Gil
like
will
the
be able to
area,
talk
the
in another
20-foot
few
radius
seconds.
around him.
That's what he said. I was on mistake. But yeah. So
All right, Gil, you managed to
It's
get out.
it's 10 minutes.
well,
Well, but again, in an area. Like once he's out of that area, it doesn't
area.
apply
it's
anymore.
not. It doesn't. It's not on a person. It's just in a bubble. So once he's out of
Yeah.
that bubble, which is I don't know how fast we're going. So he can just do it again.
Like, could I put the bubble like on the basket?
No, it's
No.
not. You can't. You can't put it
Yeah,
on an
yeah,
object.
it doesn't hook to an object. It's just this area in space is now silent.
Yeah. So you can stop him from saying something and then be like, "Hey, shush!" After you get out of the bubble.
True. Gil, you managed to get out a decent. Casting a spell isn't instant. You managed to get a majority of the sound out of your gullet. It's a decent enough, although it startles the shit out of everyone in the cart, I would imagine, hearing a sloppy but relatively decent copy of the call directly over your heads.
Can you imagine Leaf just like immediately like jumps around with whatever weapon he has?
Liv actually doesn't react.
Oh, okay. He knows these things. He knows that you're just making a bad imitation.
Or even he just doesn't care. Like.
And Lucian, you managed to get out the silent spell, but while Gil is now silent for a few seconds, you all can actually hear the sound echo across the mists, which are now silent completely outside of the bubbling of the river.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. Getting a little psyched out here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to murder him when when I see him next.
If one of the flying things doesn't eat him first.
I'm assuming we got out of the bubble at this point.
I just might let them.
It worked. They're quiet.
That's not necessary. Oh, he can't hear me. Not necessarily a good thing.
I'm right above you, so yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, but by this point, he'll be out of the silence bubble.
Yeah,
So.
the thing is, we also would have been hit by the bubble probably.
I'll say if they were like getting it in the air, if it did hit you, it would have been like pretty
brief.
Yeah, pretty brief. So,
Why is Gil like this?
I don't know.
As you all continue, the valley is actually completely silent. But Neon, just squinting to try and see through the fog, barely able to see Liv in front of you. You see Liv stop, and you come to a stop too, as you see a tree directly in the path. Clever girl.
Why did you just say that?
They're trying to get us to walk away from the river. If we lose the river, we lose our ability to navigate. More likely, we'll just end up wandering in circles. They want to keep us in here as long as possible.
I'd like to be out of here as soon as possible.
All right.
I mean, most of us are on a cart right now, so if we need to pick up the pace, I don't think we're going to be likely to get left behind.
Does anyone have some rope?
Neon.
Yeah, I
yeah.
got 2 things of rope.
Oh, that was Neon who got rope.
I don't think Caleb ever replaced the rope he had whenever all his stuff got taken.
All right. You said you have 2. If I had to pick a guy, give me one.
I throw a little rope down.
Oh yeah.
They taper it at the river and start to unfurl it as they go. And they turn to you, Neon, with a nod. All right. We're gonna give the girl a wide berth, go around, and then the rope will give us a direction to get back to the river once we think we've gotten some distance. Stand to reason?
I already see this going bad.
Why don't we just scare it?
You want to scare something that's that much bigger than you? Be my guest.
Don't say that. He'll actually
Okay.
try.
Just a second.
No,
You have to understand, he is very mentally deficient.
Very mentally deficient. So Gil,
that is putting it nicely, Caleb.
So Gil, you doing something, Gil?
Did Leaf say anything when Caleb said
Oh my
that?
god.
And he's just gonna throw the dagger at the tree.
All right. And and Liv just kind of gives you a nod, Caleb, and watches almost impassively as Gil does this. Gil, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Why is he like this?
Gil.
I swear some days he just comes in stupider than others.
He literally spent 2 hours on TikTok watching dumb TikTok.
That's him getting in character.
25.
Okay. Gil, you throw a dagger. Go ahead and roll damage.
So basically, just has this blank look on his face as this guy throws a dagger at this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Lucian's like covering her eyes, like, God, no, please.
9.
Okay.
Does he at least get an attempt on an intimidation roll with that?
I mean, that's
He already tried that anyway.
Yeah, he tried that.
Sorry, just pulling up some stuff I need. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead and roll initiative, everybody.
We'll see. They could get a surprise round. Doubt
These
it.
2.
All right, Gil, you see.
You said be my guest.
I think Gil is way more confident than everybody else is.
Gil, you.
Pepper's just like, whatever. This is not too anything special.
Gil, you chuck your dagger from your elevated position, soars through the air and sticks with a wet thunk into the creature's whatever it is, and the tree lifts off of the ground. But that's the last you see of it.
I think that's scared of getting hurt.
See? Problem solved.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I mean,
I doubt it's going to be that easy. I feel like if it was that easy, our guide here wouldn't have been so worried about it.
We'll see.
Indeed.
Let's keep going.
If we can.
He furls the rope back up, but keeps it slung over his shoulder as he cautiously begins to lead. And I'll say, Neon, you actually see them consider for a moment before putting the rope back and continuing to unfurl it and nod and gesture for you to follow as they continue on the original planned route they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he said don't leave the path.
I said that before there was one in our way.
It's not there.
That's
Do you
what
think
she
it
thinks.
seriously got scared away by that little dagger?
And if I had to pick a guy, I want you to consider something. Those trees we've been seeing, that's their arms and their legs. You haven't seen the whole beast yet. And you see one tree go away and think it's gone when you can't see more than 2 feet in front of your face?
I feel like all that little
Very
dagger
good
would have done is
point.
piss it off.
This is what we call in the industry a trap.
Give me face, Lucian.
I already have. Like, I'm already planning to, to skedaddle. Alright.
I mean, I know that sometimes predators don't like to risk getting hurt, but I doubt that little dagger was enough of a risk to it.
Besides that, these things don't have any predators. I don't think it knows what to do in the event something actually manages to hurt it.
What on earth was that?
If at the most you might have confused it,
All
and
right.
it's just debating on what it should do about it.
Or angered it.
That's at worst.
But worst
Predator, at
or,
least.
or best
Sorry,
or
we were on
worst,
mute.
I
Those
think
the
let's
dogs.
just keep going.
Well, I was going to figure out it's got one predator at least.
Debatable.
Why is Gil so confident today?
I mean, Gil's kind of just
I have no idea what he is.
like Gil's usually confident.
Neon and Carol say the two of you can hear Liv mutter under their breath, I think you got it confused with the other word.
Pray.
We know.
I think that we should change his codename to Really Stupid Guy.
Look, I was taking this.
I just gotta look closely. Do you have like a knockout spell?
I mean, I don't think that's the thing.
Let me think.
I don't think.
I'll get
Or-
back to you on that one,
or-
Caleb.
Paralyze.
Neon, since you're effectively driving, do you follow Liv's suggested route, or are you going to continue forward where you can see the river?
I'm gonna stick with Liv.
Stick with live if you want to live.
Ay, 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 ay. All right.
Do a hold
Okay,
person, but
can
that's
you
like the
say
best
in
I
his
can do.
voice? Can you say in his voice, "Come with me if you want to live"?
I mean, good.
Could if I didn't fucking hate you.
Come with me if you want to live. All right.
Follow that guy if you want to die.
You all follow Liv's suggestion. The rope is trailed behind your party as Liv heads out a pretty decent distance from the river and kind of gives it a quick flick experimentally before nodding and proceeding forward now. And just, all right, we're going to use this to find our way back to the river, hopefully past wherever it is. If we see a tree in the way, we just rinse and repeat until we either run out of rope or run out of bodies, whichever happens first.
Can they see in this fog better than we can, or are they just as blind?
I actually don't know. I don't think they can see as well. I know they got keener senses than we, but I think that only gives them the bare minimum they need. I think that's why they do what they do. And he nods to a nearby tree, quote unquote. They wait until the thing's almost touching them before they swoop down. They're so big, they could honestly have their fair share of pickings anywhere else. But I think they're willing to take the loss of sight and find their way around by other means, if it means prey comes to them.
How big were these things compared to like the plate dragons?
The limbs look a lot skinnier, but they're a lot taller.
I mean, these things seem so big they might be able to just snatch a plate dragon.
Honestly, you're probably right. I know they like the smaller ones, clapjaws and that sort of thing. They usually prey on anything that wanders out too far from Jade Valley or the swamps. Think about that for a second. Predators that prey on other predators. Because prey's smart enough to stay away.
You have to wonder what's out there that makes them feel like they have to hide in this fog.
There's some things I prefer not to think about. Maybe it's the beast. Maybe it's something out in the unsun sea that we don't even know about. Maybe they have some cosmic fears. You think dragons are afraid of things up in the sky?
Considering that the only thing up in the sky of here is the bottom of the top side.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what they're scared
Maybe.
of, getting a headache.
What do you think, Yarrow? Do you think that the dragons are afraid of whatever is in the sky?
No,
Just no. No.
not unless there's some kind of lightning.
Storm already passed over here, so doubt it's that. You all continue to circle, getting increasingly unnerved and uncomfortable.
Oh, Caleb wants to also. Do you think your beast would have followed us in here, or do you think even it would have stayed away?
I think the beast probably is following, but I think it's something like whenever two people stronger than you run into each other, and they don't necessarily have to fight, because they both want the same thing. That is, you, dead. So, if they don't work together, then they just stay out of each other's way. Happens in nature all the time. A lot of people think that predators are just all about killing each other and trying to prove each other the strongest. It's not true. As long as they're not outright getting in each other's way or taking food that the other one needs, they'd much rather just leave each other alone. Waste energy to fight when you don't have to.
Boy, that's something this group could learn.
Yeah.
That was okay.
I think you mean that's something that Gil could learn.
No.
I don't need to
No.
learn nothing.
I don't need to learn anything.
Shut up.
Point.
You're not my mother.
already
Be
getting-
thankful for that one.
Weird if you were.
I'm
Keep
sorry,
moving.
what?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, you guys. As an argument begins afresh, from the cart to the sky, as you guys are about reaching the apex of Liv's suggested parabola around the hiding stalker in the mist. Lucian, you and Gil's argument is interrupted by a of something dropping into the cart.
Oh.
Is it the dagger?
Caleb glancing down, indeed, you see a familiar-looking dagger covered in blood.
Caleb's gonna
I'll
grab it and
Gil.
toss it to Gil and be like, "Look what came back!"
Yeah, it's like a boomerang.
It's a lucky dagger.
I don't know about that.
As you all
What?
look
Add
up
that
at
back
Gil
into it.
and see Gil give this declaration of his good fortune, Gil suddenly vanishes.
Well, there goes Gil. I think the party was actually improved.
Gil, you are swept sharply in your basket and feel yourself about to tumble out as you all hear Ruby give an agonized and all of you in the cart feel flecks of blood splatter down on you as a massive dark shape shakes Ruby around in its beak over your heads. And Gil, I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to not take a decent tumble out of your basket.
Rip Ruby.
Gil, because let's be real, this group. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You still need to do a dex save throw.
And what's up, Caleb?
Let's be honest. If Gil gets attacked because of his stupidity, this party is probably just gonna keep moving and let him be a distraction. Caleb
One.
absolutely would do that.
Yeah. Sounds like it's bad.
Oh, oh, oh,
Gil.
One.
oh.
He got a natural 1.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, he got grabbed too.
Gil. As Ruby is being shaken around violently, you take a tumble from the basket and land with the wind being knocked out of you about 10 feet away from the cart. You take 4 bludgeoning damage from the fall, and still hear Ruby's agonized squawks as the swamp stalker tries to clamp down its beak harder. And all of you in the cart and piloting it at the head can hear the calls of other stalkers. And Ruby's agony is alleviated briefly as the one clutching it looming over all of your heads. You're still not even able to see the head, just the shoulders and neck of a massive hulking dragon as it calls back to them. And Liv gives an excited twirl of their curved blade. Here they come! Come on, fellas! And Liv suddenly gets yanked backwards by the rope and slides under the cart and gets dragged back along the trail you guys have created. I'll catch up with you guys! As they disappear into the fog, presumably dragged away by a stalker of their own.
All right.
Well, I guess all that's left to do is book it.
I want to book it in the direction he was
Yeah.
dragged.
Oh, what? You want to go back?
Yeah.
I want to get Ruby out of the beak of this one.
All right, I would like everyone to please roll
Oh,
for
yeah,
initiative.
Actually, no. Can I change mine?
No, yeah, we're rolling for
Yeah.
initiative. You don't have to do your
Yeah.
thing immediately.
I was under the
Keep in
impression
mind-
that Ruby had already been let go.
No, it just bellowed out.
Yeah, it had to open its beak, so it just wasn't fucking biting them actively anymore.
Okay. Yeah, then in that case, I would like to fire both of my cannons at the
Yeah.
bird.
All right, but yeah, we're doing
Right.
initiative, so.
Rolled a 20 for initiative, natural 20.
Let me see.
Okay.
So it'd be
22.
23 in total.
Okay, Caleb, 23. Kero, what'd you say?
22.
Oh, nice. High rolls.
I will fight this creature.
So I
How
also
dare
got a
you.
22.
This is
Hey!
the best. This is the best initiative roll I can get.
22.
All right, man. Fucking 3 people.
Mine was
22, all right.
almost the best.
All right.
Okay, we're all gonna
Neon-
need to decide who goes when.
Well, yeah. You guys can take your turns concurrently and just go in whatever
That is
order you
true.
want. Zephyr and Neon initiative.
10.
All right.
11.
All right. All right. So
Means
initiative's
Zephyr
going to be
hang-
initiative for the party. Let me know if I missed anyone or got you in the wrong order. It should be Caleb, Kara, Lucian, and Gil going at the same time. Zephyr and Neon, and I will say when the Swamp Stalkers go.
Zephyr and Neon hanging out at the bottom of initiative.
Like, it's a thing.
Everyone else like, I got a 23. I got a 22. Oh, I also got a 22. I
And
got
here's-
a 10.
Hey,
I
for-
got an 11.
it's a map
For
going.
those of you who need it, I just dropped you guys on the battle map, and let me reveal the
yes.
Swamp Stalker that you can see.
Totally baller, baby.
Ooh. Gotta pull up my road.
Rotacular.
Brow source.
You gonna send a link for the roll 20?
Austin, can you do that, or would that fuck up the layout? I can do it if need be. Just
I mean,
Also,
I
is
think
this
it depends.
Zephyr's character
Yeah,
sheet?
What?
yes.
Oh my god, he gets plus 10 to acrobatics
Yeah, and I have
That's
advantage.
expertise,
if I-
baby.
and plus 15 to sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Expertise, baby.
Well, expertise, and I have deeper as well. But we mentioned that.
And then plus 8 to perception.
What are
I need to
you
re-
looking at? Oh, you're looking at my sheet from.
I need to remember how to send an invite.
I thought I had it pinned somewhere.
God, your strength is like a 6.
Yeah, because he's not strong at all. Also, yeah, it's pinned. It's pinned on your on our chat. It's pinned to-
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because yeah. So I figured.
Alright. Since Caleb's up first, I'll go ahead and let you guys get to the I'll let you get to the thing before you can call it your turn. I have the Swamp Stalker you can see revealed. And
I gotta remember my login.
At
Okay.
the source.
Steady. It is said day to be flying dragon.
What?
Because they're being
It's
eaten
too
alive.
soon.
Well, I'm just trying to figure this.
I can't join this Carol.
one more time.
Does
I can't
what's his
join
name
this
have a?
Carol.
Oh, do I need to give you control again?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I guess I forgot to do that on the actual token settings.
Does
My bad.
Liv have a icon?
Liv got dragged away, so they wouldn't appear on the map anyway.
He has an
Yeah.
icon. It's just in tiny pieces all over the battle map.
You're a guide through this area gets eaten, and then we're like, oh shit.
Welp.
Wah,
Uh,
wah, wah, wah.
You should be able to move Caro, or is it Garo you can't move?
No, I can't join.
Oh, you can't join. Are you on your right account? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it saying exactly?
It's just grayed out. I can't do it. My only option is to create a character.
Oh. I guess just go ahead and do that. Just make like a blank one, and
Let me see if
as
I
long as
can-
it's the right account, you'll be able to control Caro. In the meantime, yep. So Caleb, that's the Swamp Stalker you can see. I can't do like the fog effect. Like I just don't know how to do it, but pretty much everything outside of your relatively immediate radius is just completely hidden to you.
Shockingly close.
So Caleb, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess since there's only one I can see, we're going to shoot it.
All right, make that roll.
Is it a flat roll or disadvantage?
Because this one you can see, I'll say, sorry, I'll say that this is,
A flat roll?
yeah, flat roll. Sorry.
Well, so it's right. This is where it is right now. Like, where is it exactly?
How do you mean?
Where, like, it says that it's right here, right?
Mhm.
Should we like base off the center of its body, or the head, or the wings?
Well, I think it's the whole thing, but I assume so.
Yeah, it's a huge creature, so all of these squares are the space it occupies.
So would that mean that he gets advantage because we're right here? You know?
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now. Yes, you would.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure. Like, I mean, I
My
thought.
first roll was an 18,
Okay.
and my second roll is an 8. So I'll take the 18, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
No, let me take the lower roll because I like to show off.
But 8 though.
But I don't know. It's pretty solid. Yeah, go ahead and go ahead and fucking make your roll for damage. You hit.
Yeah.
Can I add sneak attack?
Yeah, because there's people next to it. So yeah,
Alright,
by all
so
means.
3d8 plus 3 plus 3d6.
Yeah.
Alright, let me get my calculator open for this. Alrighty then. 8 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, and then I gotta roll 3d6s.
Go for it.
Plus 5 plus 6 plus 1. So it's gonna be 29 damage.
Nice. All right.
I think it's the first time that Caleb has actually hit something with the laser rifle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, considering it's a weapon you're not really familiar with at all, that's honestly pretty impressive. Especially because you're working with low visibility on a target you can just barely see. All right. 29, you said?
Yes.
29. Okay. Shot with the laser rifle. Let me knock that off your ammunition. All right, Caleb. You had been ready for this moment, pulling your laser rifle to bear, and your preparation paid off, or maybe it's the fact that it's 10 feet away from you, but either way, you pull the trigger and with a laser flies into the air, and you manage to strike something. You don't see exactly what you hit, but you do hear, now that it's right above you, this deafening and see the creature's massive head. The only thing you can see of its head is just this vaguely triangular shape shadowing the cart as it looks around and squawks, and you can still feel flecks of blood from Ruby rain down on you.
Sounds like it hurt it.
You
Oh, yeah.
monster.
Is that the end of your turn, Caleb?
Yeah, I think that's all I can do.
Okay. All right. Kara, Lucian, and Gil, whichever order you happen to be. I will say for your reference, Gil, you are prone, so bear that in mind because you fell flat on your back. And Kara, you're still on top of Morgan. Other than that, you guys can go in whichever order you want.
Arrow is Morgan's hat now.
Yeah, just as Raccoon is Gil's.
Okay.
Do you want to
Well,
go first, Carol?
I'm definitely gonna shoot it and poison it.
All right, go for it.
Just little glowing eyes.
It is 15 to 20 feet from you.
Oh no, yeah, like it's well within my range. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It's
I
more
know.
just can I hit it? I have to check the to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 23.
That is a hit. Roll for damage, and it's a con
It's
save.
not.
For the
It's not a
poison.
nat 20.
Yeah, I
and
figured.
It's a
It fails.
Constitution 12.
It fails.
Rib. Okay. Sorry, I have to get my D8 out. What? D10. None of you are the D8. It's the last one I grabbed.
Hey, Matthew.
What's up?
Can enemies, like, flee instead of just fighting to the death all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can.
Because this seems like every DM I've ever heard of, it's always like all the enemies fight you to the death.
Oh no, lots of DMs run it. That they'll just retreat. Hell, even I've done that a fair few times. It's more just do they get the opportunity to, and is it they're not going to try and run whenever they know for a fact they're going to be gunned down anyway. But something like an animal or just a creature cowardly enough to consider it worth a chance, then yeah, they'd absolutely try.
Yeah.
Of course, he did say that these things probably wouldn't know what to do in a situation where they're actually threatened.
Yeah. So Caro, damage, and yeah, they failed the con save, so poison counts as well.
Did 8 damage. 5 for the shot itself, and 3 for the poison.
Got it. 8 in total. Nice shot.
As far as Garrow goes,
Hit him, does nearly 30 damage. And then Carol, I did 8.
Yeah, I mean, it poisoned it.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it's not poison.
Yeah, give it that poison.
It's not poisoned. It's just you did poison damage.
It takes poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to touch it with your
It's
skins.
true.
You have to touch it with your skin to do to poison it.
Does something biting Carol count as it touching them?
Yeah. Well, sometimes.
I have Garrow. I'll have Garrow go up to it and smack it with his claws.
Can Carol?
Alright, go for it.
Can Garrow reach it?
Yeah, you just had to walk forward a little.
I mean, like, isn't it up in the air?
No, it's,
No, it's on. Yeah, it's on the
No,
ground.
it's standing. It's standing on the ground. Yeah.
it's just very tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you shoot at his feet. And...
He did 6 slashing damage.
What'd you roll to hit? Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, I forgot. I forget the rules to hit for Garo for some reason. He gets to hit for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mean.
Wait a second. I just
18.
realized something.
That's a hit. And
Okay.
what's up, Zephyr?
Don't we still have the lizard?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
Keter-
mean my little
Keter's-
boy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keros Lukamimus.
I'll roll an initiative for him separately. Because
Yeah.
Garo gets to go with me because he's my companion, but
Yeah, companion animal.
but yes, he did 6 damage.
All right. 6. Got it.
The beast tamer goes to battle.
Okay, he got a 6 for initiative.
Wow.
All right, noted.
It's like
At
he
least
still
flat
can't
roll. I
see
don't
it
know
yet.
what his pluses for initiative is.
Let me actually check.
I don't have his sheet.
He hasn't even seen it yet. He's just like, what's all the commotion?
It's just, well, he's so small. Like he probably thinks that that's still an actual tree.
Yeah, and what's the spell again?
What?
Well, they were rolling initiative.
No, like because it's a spell that summons that creature, and the stats are
Oh.
included in the spell sheet.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I see.
He did. Yeah, it was a summon. She summoned it to a spell. Yeah.
It is summon beast.
Oh, summon beast. Okay. What I couldn't remember if it was that or summon bestial spirit.
I didn't know that. Like it was.
Hero the beast
I'm a
master.
fool.
Well, yeah. Well, it's also understandable because normally they disappear. So you know.
He doesn't.
Why didn't this one disappear?
Yeah.
Because we had flavored it because I didn't want to just be like Skyrim, like you summon it from the nothingness. So I was like, yeah, I like the idea that as a ranger, Carol can just summon animals, and they succeeded on a roll like with a nat 20 at that to keep the animal rather than have it go away. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
It does mean that Karo could just build an army of beasts now.
Well, that also means I have to take care of them.
Yeah, you have to take care of them, feed them, and Kara would have to succeed an animal handling roll every single time. So if they want to put in that effort and are lucky enough, then I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, and it has
I've done that with characters.
And it has material
Arrows
costs, so
to
she have to get all the
Arrows
material.
to
She would have to get all the materials over and over
Yeah,
again.
that's true as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
I have to get a gilded acorn. Oh, but it doesn't. I guess we can have it be used up if they're going to be permanent. I don't mind.
Well, if it has a cost, then I think it consumes it.
yeah, it's used up either way. Like it would have been used up no matter what. So yeah.
Yeah.
all
So yeah,
right,
that's
so
fine. I would.
initiative
Yeah, I needed
noted.
to be able to do that.
Yeah, all right. Initiative is noted. I'll go ahead and throw a token on the battle map, but in the meantime, so that's the end of your turn, Carol?
Yes.
All right, Lucian and Gil, either one of you. Gil, you are prone, but beyond that, feel free to do what you like.
Yeah, but he's also like right next to it.
No, that's true. Just more
And
noting
he
it. just in
hasn't
case.
dropped a ruby yet. This is the worst.
Well, it's not his turn.
Well, it hasn't been their turn yet, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like basically it grabbed
So,
Ruby and then like in a
Gil
couple
is
of
going to
seconds
use half his
it
movement to
blasted,
get up.
shot and slashed.
Yeah.
And one more time, Gil.
He's going to use his movement to get up.
Okay.
Get it after movement.
And then whack
and
it in the lane.
he's going to bonus action rage.
What was that thing about last
he
game?
Piss.
Yeah, what was that thing
Yep,
about
what was that thing that Lucian said not to do?
Well, you said you didn't
He's
say not to do.
pissed.
You
This is
suggested
the
that he
movie
shouldn't
we're
do it.
talking about.
You simply suggest that you shouldn't do it, but you know.
All right.
He goes full on Icker on this.
all right. Roll for it.
He
Just to,
accepts the
just to
sticker.
stick it to Lucian.
No. He wants his boy back. Oh, what's that?
And then he's going to
Give it a whacking with the tail. Does Gil have weapons? Because I think he's always just rages and goes like with his bare hands.
You typically they use their plasma gauntlets, but they do get like natural weapons they can use as well.
Yeah, Raging gives them that.
Yeah, I think he's going to use his plasma gauntlets again.
All right, go for it.
I get 2
Did we get them working again?
Yeah, Neon
Yeah, but
fixed
some
it.
of the fuel was burned, and Neon basically pointed out, please don't use them underwater or to strike conductible things.
Essentially, energy not safe. Be careful.
17 to hit.
That is a hit.
So no
Now I'm
17
gonna
or
go ahead
higher.
and roll the other hit as well.
Go for it.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Imagine if, like, after Leaf, like, played these things up, we just annihilate the first one that attacked us.
The first one.
Yeah, like there's multiple.
So the first hit is 13 damage.
Okay.
The next one should be doubled.
Yep, double the
Now
dice, add
rolling for
modifiers.
nat 20.
13, you said, right?
Oh, wait, so he rolls more dice,
Yeah.
he doesn't just double the result?
No, yeah, you roll the dice, double the result, and then add modifiers.
It's
okay.
It's different per.
Yeah, typically every table does it differently. That's how I prefer to do it. I think that's a good balance of the crit feels powerful, but not overwhelmingly so.
Well, I mean, technically it has the same amount of
Okay.
results. Kind of.
With the gauntlets, did they have a modifier?
Yeah, it's been a while since you've used them, to be fair.
It doesn't.
It's been a while since we've been in combat.
It's that they use your dex or your strength, whichever you prefer. They have that property. I forget the name for it, but they have the property.
So it'd be +5 basically.
Okay, so then I need another added 5 to the other hit.
Okay.
So 18.
And that'll be 36.
Bam.
For the crit hit.
Okay.
Imagine if Caleb critted. Or Zephyr, because they have sneak attack.
Yeah,
The sneak attack double?
It does, I checked.
Yeah, it does. And it gets even stronger.
Finesse, that was what I was thinking of. Yeah, no, rogue crits are pretty fucking crazy. That's why, like, assassin builds are genuinely pretty good. Alright. Gil, as you feel the rage and as more flecks of Ruby's blood fall onto the cart, you enter a rage, ichor seeping out of your veins, coating yourself in ink as you alight the plasma gauntlets once more. The gauntlets themselves actually sparking and fizzling noticeably as you charge forward and slice at one of the creature's legs, taking it clean off before taking out the other one. And it gives one final and actually falls onto the cart completely, like forming an almost umbrella over all of you in the cart. And you all can hear Ruby thud as they fall out of its beak and give a weak
I wonder if that'll give the others pause, seeing how the first one that came down got immediately slaughtered.
That one is down, but Ruby does not sound like they're doing good.
Alright, so we're going?
We have to find. Apparently, they want to find Leaf.
I don't think I have good medicines. Lucian, can you heal?
Are we out of combat?
Not yet.
Technically.
Yeah, you heard others answering that one's call.
Yeah, and because of the fog, they might not actually know what happened to the first one.
I mean, it made a death cry,
Oh, they
probably.
probably smell blood, but that's about it.
Yeah, or smell blood, or they heard its cry of, dying.
But yeah, Lucian, you're
I will let me see what I need to do.
Here, I'll go ahead and throw down a token for
I will
Ruby as
go
well.
up to.
Yay, pet token.
Okay, yeah. I will. I will do a.
It looks like a bat.
I mean, I don't exactly have a Pteranodon token on standby.
I guess I will do a cure wounds at level 2
All right, is that a touch spell?
I think it is.
All right, so you're gonna get out of the cart.
So I'll just kind of, I'll get out of the cart and go over to Ruby.
All right.
And just kind of pat her head, and I will heal her for. Let's see. $20 points.
All right. Noted. Ruby's certainly looking better as you kneel down and cast your spell. And Caleb, as you ready your rifle, Lucian, you heal, and Gil, the rage still surges through you. You can hear the distant sound of beating wings as the swamp stalkers close in. And it is now their turn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because I heal.
I feel like if Matthew really wanted to, he could really dick us over, but I don't know. Because he could literally just say they swoop down, grab you, and fly off into the distance.
Well, yeah.
I will say they're genuinely not very well adapted to carrying things like that.
And even then, that's a grapple check, and we can always escape.
Yeah, so.
They grab you with their feet.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, but
grab
like,
you.
and pterosaur feet, they're not like eagle talons. They're legitimately not very good at carrying things.
No, I said, who said they carry you with their feet?
Oh, yeah, that's fair, but yeah, at that point it's just a matter of that's not their usual hunting tactic, so they'd have to think to do that, which they normally wouldn't. You all hear the beating of wings all around you, and the mists fall silent for a moment. Lucian.
Can you roll the dice before that you say, Lucian?
Nah, I don't particularly need to.
It would certainly save some time so you don't have to just pause in the middle of talking.
Well, there would be a pause either way, so. Lucian, you hear the slightest rustle of grass before a stabbing pain shoots through you. Let me double check if that ability kicks in here. Yeah, I think it does. I just think it might.
Oh boy. We might actually lose some people today.
Oh yeah, unless we leave, like we were suggested.
Well, if it grabs someone, we're gonna have to kill it first so that it'll drop them, and then we can leave.
Oh yeah.
Right. Lucian, as a stabbing pain shoots through you, this massive tree trunk-sized beak just appears above you, almost dropped from orbit practically, and slams you into the ground. You can feel your arm get impaled violently. You take 22 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And as the beak lifts back into the air, you still can't see where it is or where it attacked you from.
I mean, to be fair, if you have a brain, you can kind of work out where it attacked from.
Well, okay, it attacked from the air, but it's so big and you can't see anything, so it could be standing far away from her, and it's just big enough to reach down and do that. It could be flying overhead and flown off in a different direction. Like,
well, you estimated they're about 50 or 60 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hypothetically, I could probably do the mathematics and try to at least figure out where in the general vicinity it's gone. You know, mathematically.
Mathematically? It came from above,
Like
so it's up in the air.
Called algebra, leave me alone.
It could be over here, yeah.
Double check that's a hit.
Gotta be somewhere
over here, yeah.
I feel like if it was over here, Gil would have noticed it.
I don't know, it depends on how much vision we have. I don't think we have a whole lot. Or over here that we can't see.
I don't think Matthew'd be that guy.
That guy? No, we just can't see that far from the map, so but we'd probably still be able to see them if they appear.
Kero, as you're still have your crossbow leveled at the one that got taken down, you feel a stabbing pain in one of your legs as a beak. Neon, you have the terrifying sight of a massive beak appearing from the fog and impaling Kero on top of you before looming back into the mist and vanishing. Kero, you take 29 piercing damage.
Did it rip through my clothes?
It didn't pierce through the diving suit, but it did like take your leg out from under you and like jab you pretty badly.
I'm gonna take a glove off and smack it.
I'm afraid you can't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that next chance I get.
Once I
You can't stop me from doing that.
You can't fucking stop me.
Yeah, like next time I see you, I'm gonna be like.
How much damage? 29.
Yeah, 29.
All right. So now we.
Ow for
So
one.
everyone's just gonna have to pile in, and we're just gonna have to bolt. Technically, it's Neon's turn that we move.
Yeah, technically, if we can pick up Lucian, unless we leave Lucian. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
And Gil, and
Alright.
Garrow,
Zephyr.
and
Yeah.
Carol's little thing.
Yeah, her pets.
So I don't think that's gonna happen.
In Ruby.
Well, man, that's. I have no connection to Ruby.
All right, Gil, since you're raging,
Fuck
this
you,
is
Zephyr.
Gil, since you are raging, I'm already applying the half to this. You take 14 piercing damage as a beak jabs out of the fog and stabs into like just shy of your spine to the right, and you can feel it pierce your ribs as it moves back out of the fog and out of sight.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to just move because they're just sitting where we can't see them.
But that is
That's one of the other ways, Matt, you could have dicked us over.
that is the end of their turn. They're comfy where they are for the time being. They're rather slow beasties, all things considered. Zephyr, you're up. Neon on deck.
Well, I can't see them, so not much I can do too much on there. I don't really have a whole lot that just says, "Hey, get us out of this situation." I guess I'll just kind of, tell the party, yeah. So, are we going? We getting out of here?
Is everybody in the cart?
No.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
some
it
of us
doesn't
got
look like
grabbed.
it.
Yeah.
I will say, Neon, you could basically as a reaction say that whenever everyone's in the cart, you bolt.
Yeah.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Wait, it's not even my turn yet.
Well, yeah.
Well,
but
I'm just saying basically on your so you don't feel like you have to skip your turn and give the monsters another round of attacks. You can actually just basically say on your turn, okay, as a reaction, blah 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 blah. So
yeah. I'm just trying to think. How big is this dumb dinosaur?
It's not technically a dinosaur, but sorry.
Yeah.
The one currently fucking shading the cart with its corpse.
The one that's no, not that one. The one that Gil's so.
That one might
adamant.
actually be somewhat beneficial. Because it might actually act as cover.
Yeah, but the one that Gil is so adamant about.
It's pretty sizable. Looking at it, I actually have its wingspan noted here.
Just leave Gil to deal with his pet himself.
True, but that's just.
Zephyr's been on a nice streak.
Well, it's less of a nice streak. It's just more of Gil's gonna try to rescue it. It's gonna take more time.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
Essentially, yeah. It's just gonna take longer.
Hands dirty.
It's pretty big. It has a wingspan of about 30 feet, but it looks like it's really light and bony because it has to be able to
30
fly.
feet?
Well, it's just that's how it. He mentioned that that's not its actual sprite, but either way, So I guess this is where I'm gonna go for. Is it small enough so that I can put in my bag of holding?
What do you currently have in the bag of holding?
He's like, what?
There's like no oxygen in the bag of holding.
There's enough for the creature to be able to breathe for I think 10 minutes, and then however long it can hold its breath.
Well, there's no way I'm carrying it by physically, so I can at least take it in my bag and then put it in the cart or something. I don't know.
Can it fit in the? Can he get it into the bag?
Well, that's what I've asked before, but he's asking how much I have.
And the bag it's opening enough to carry anything.
But that I don't know. That would be up to Matt. I don't have a whole lot. I probably have. I probably have like my heavy stuff more. So I'll probably have the diamonds in there.
Okay.
Actually, no. Yeah.
I'll say you're not 100% sure. It looks like you could definitely fit its head in there for sure, but you're not sure how flexible it is. You definitely think it's possible, but you risk possibly breaking some bones.
It can also hold up to 500 pounds and not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
Yeah, that's the dimension to the.
It is roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep.
Well, that's probably not going to happen. So, actually,
Gil's problem?
You're not wrong. But it's just again, Gil's problems are probably going to be our problems because he's going to make it our problem.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, is it our problem if we just leave?
You're not wrong.
I love the idea of the two of them just having this conversation in the cart under the fucking Quetzalcoatlus corpse.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Gil's problem?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, is it our problem if we just leave?
Yeah, put some rations there.
Why would you leave?
Gil made his own decision.
True. Well, I guess I will just prepare an action to dodge.
Alright, so you're gonna dodge if one takes a peck at you?
Yeah,
But
I know.
They can't see us because we're hiding under the thing's corpse.
True, but I mean, hey, if they end up trying to get attacked us, I'm gonna, not.
Yeah, safe than sorry. Alright, we'll note that. Alright, if that's the end of your turn, Neon. And also, Neon, so that I can adjust on the battle map, how big is Morgan, like size category?
I believe just large.
Large. Okay,
yeah,
so
large.
So yeah, let me buff your token by one size category, just so you know how big you are.
You really should make a token for
Morgan. Yeah.
A robot.
All right. So.
Yes, toaster.
Neon, what would you like to
battle score?
I would like to tell everybody to, and I quote, "Get in the fucking cart!" And then I will, as you suggested, fucking wait until everybody's in the cart, and then, run.
Yeah, skedaddle. All right. So, and any particular direction?
Direction we were going.
The river.
Follow the river.
Otherwise, we'll just get
I want to
lost.
help the guy.
I mean, that'd be.
I mean, in theory, if you kept running in a direction, you would eventually get out of this fog.
Well, he say he wants to help the guy that got pulled away, but he technically went the other way, which is still the river,
He
just
told,
in the other.
and he told us he'll catch up with us.
He did. This is why
He's obviously got a plan. And he's probably dealt with this before.
I guess I'll just run in the general direction that we were already going.
All right. All right. Got it. All right. Just wanted to check. All right. So
again, if we just keep going, we will eventually get out of this fog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the going through a forest problem of it's genuinely difficult to just go in a straight line.
Yeah.
All right, so Neon, you
that you said is devoid of that has very few trees.
Yeah,
This is
but
like-
I presume if you guys were just booking it, you'd want to avoid the trees, what trees there are anyway, in case there are further Quetzalcoatl incursions.
Yeah, we want to get out of here faster, so following the river would be faster.
All right, so Neon, you crank the engines and get ready to get moving. And Zephyr, you kind of take a bit of cover under the body of the Quetzalcoatlus that fell on top of the cart, hoping that it'll shield you and give you a chance to react to potential peckings. You can all hear Morgan's engine rev up as you all hear Neon's voice over the intercom, demanding everyone get in the cart so you guys can fucking skedaddle.
Get in the fucking cart.
Yeah, get in the fucking cart. So with that, as Neon and Zephyr prepare their reactions, Kero, it is your Suchomimus' turn.
What should he do? Oh, let me look at the spell to see what he can do.
It knows spells.
Spells, yeah.
Oh my
No,
god. The beast knows magic.
Yeah, the beast knows magic. No, yeah, they're more looking at the spell to see what its stats are. Yeah. That would be hilarious though, if just the dragons know fucking magic too.
Yeah, you hear like a little like yell like ah, and you're just like beam of doom or like eldritch blast out of its mouth.
Fucking InGen thinks they're hot shit because their raptors can open doors. My fucking Suchomimuses can cast spells.
My Suchomimus can cast.
He's a lizard wizard.
He's a lizard wizard. Oh, we found our episode title.
Lizard wizard. It's like Godzilla.
I literally almost spat out my Sprite.
Matthew, you can do like a Godzilla atomic breath as a spell.
I'm gonna say he's gonna maul the one that grabbed Kero because he's angry.
Well, yeah, you can't see it. I'll say you
can you not see it? Okay.
Yeah, but, I mean,
perception roll to see if he can see it. He can't. He's completely useless. He's got a 1.
Alright, but I will say
okay. I love my useless son.
I will say that didn't consume your turn, but yeah, you did hear
so
Neon.
What can he see? Can he see anything? Any of them?
No, looking around, even sniffing the air, the mist is humid and hides their scent, and they can't see any of them. But yeah, I will say that like you would have heard Neon's announcement below you.
I would love to get away quietly. I doubt that's happening.
How are you gonna get away quietly?
They
already know where you are.
Well, do they though? They've already established that they don't have sight, or a very good sight. Possibly they don't have but maybe they can hear us and smell us.
He cannot do anything in this situation, so he will not.
So he's just gonna chill?
Maybe do
he will.
Like a... If one comes into vision, it can attack it.
Maybe get it in the cart.
I don't know if he can prepare attacks like that.
No, that's just an innate thing. Anyone.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, then he'll wait. He'll be on the guard.
Yeah, like can you do basically like the Overwatch action.
Alright, well, so okay, you can feel free, although I will say, Kero, if it matters, this means that when it comes, basically assuming everyone else gets in the cart, either Neon's reaction is not going to go off, or the Suchomimus will be left behind.
Yeah, like, it's not in the cart.
That is if I can get in the cart.
You're on...
you're on Morgan.
Well, didn't I get grabbed and dragged
No, you got pegged. You didn't get grabbed.
Okay, I misinterpreted. I thought I got grabbed.
No. Yeah. You just got pecked. Like they're basically like hanging out somewhere you can't see them and pecking at you where you can't defend yourself.
With this new knowledge, I'll
Yeah, no. If you had been grabbed, I would have revealed where their tokens are, so that because you would be able to see it if it picked you up.
I'll have them go and I'm debating on whether to put him in the cart or whether to have him clamber up on Morgan. If he would fit on Morgan.
No, they would. Morgan's more than big enough.
I mean, yeah.
You know, Morgan takes up 4 squares.
I'll have him clamber on Morgan then.
I don't know how big he is, but what you could do is while you're on Morgan, have him be on you. So now he's on you and you're on Morgan.
Yeah, Tower of Beasts. Alright, and Morgan, Neon, I'm gonna assume that you're fine with this?
Yes.
Alright, Kero, you consider your options, but you and the Suchomimus looking around and not having any luck, you call for them to clamber up Morgan's leg and scuttle, and they stay low to Morgan's chassis next to you, shaking and visibly terrified.
I will give him a little pat on the head.
Wait, wouldn't it have been my turn?
No, the Suchomimus is at the end of the turn cycle. And
Suchomimus' turn. Okay.
Yeah. Although speaking of which, it is now your turn. Yes.
Well, considering I can't see anything, can I just set up to do as a reaction once one becomes visible to shoot the first one that becomes visible?
Yep, absolutely possible.
Wait, out of curiosity, could you make a reaction then do the dodge action?
No.
Well, but wait, or rephrase that, or as a bonus action as to dodge, right?
Yeah, for a rogue, yes.
So you could do a reaction and a dodge.
Well, yeah, because as a rogue, dodge becomes a bonus action, and then your action is to take a reaction.
Can he dodge?
Yeah, you're a rogue. You can bonus action dodge.
Okay. So we are talking about uncanny dodge.
No.
Cunning action is what we're talking about, which I believe just every rogue gets. So.
Oh wait, I don't know if no, cunning action doesn't actually do that too. What is the thing that gives him dodge? I thought they got dodge as a reaction. Either
I don't. Oh, cunning action. You could take a bonus action to each of your. You could take a bonus action on each of your turns to take the dash, disengage, or hide action.
Oh, okay. I guess we were thinking of disengage.
Yeah, the only dodge I knew of was uncanny dodge.
There's another one that lets you dodge as a bonus action. But
I think you're thinking of a monk ability. I know there's a monk ability that does that. Patient defense.
Anyway.
Yeah. So all right. So you ready your laser rifle and you're prepared to shoot the moment one of these big birds becomes visible to you. Noted. Kero, Lucian, and Gil are up. Any order you like.
I want to have Garo clamber up on the mech.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kero can go first if you want.
Yeah, I don't think Garo can really stay steady on Morgan, so I'll have Garo clamber into the cart and crush all of you.
Crush all of you.
Because Zephyr is small, as is Raccoon, there is space. It's just small, or rather a tight squeeze.
You guys can lay on him. It's fine.
I don't know if there's gonna be room for Gil.
Or his pet. You're gonna have to carry him.
I think Gil's just gonna have to be on his own.
Just fucking sprinting through the fucking forest.
Hey, he'll do it. He will fucking do it.
I mean, he's pretty fast. He's decently fast.
Can he carry Ruby?
Easily. Ruby's very light.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Is that it for you, Kara? Is there anything else you want to do?
I'll see if I can't perceive them.
Go for it.
That is a no.
What did you roll?
13.
No. Looking around, you squint, but the fog is thick, and the creatures haven't made any sound in a while, so you don't know where they are at this point.
So this creature's response to watching us, slaughter one of them is, don't go where they can see you, because they will kill you.
It's working so far.
Yeah, they're just gonna try to work us over from where we can't see them.
Alright, Lucian and Gil?
So I want to go before Lucian.
You can go for yourself.
No, that's what you said. I'm going to grab my basket, put it in the back of the cart.
All right. Grabbing your basket,
Then
you throw it
grab
into the cart.
Ruby.
All right. Again, Ruby is very light.
And-
It's awkward to hold her because of the wings, but you are
Those
able
are
to
both
hoist her.
actions.
And then I'm going to be prepared to run
Prepared.
after the cart.
Okay. All right. So you'll move over here, hopping over the mechanisms keeping the cart attached to Morgan.
Like how
Hoi-
we're just getting all this stuff piled on top of us in this little cart.
I mean, it's not like it's a decently sized cart. And Gil.
And
At
they gonna
the-
get pecked.
At the range you're standing, you actually are able to see one of them. You see a massive,
Ooh.
quote unquote tree, but you can see it swaying side to side, not even bothering with the mimicry anymore. A mere 5 feet from where you're standing.
As I see it,
So our vision's like.
I'm going to do that scream at it from earlier.
Really?
You're trying to
Really?
intimidate
We're
it.
getting ready to run.
Sure, for fun, make me an animal handling check at disadvantage.
As a giant, fuck
Be
you.
intimidation.
Well, I'm counting this as animal handling because he's specifically trying to replicate the sound they make, in an effort to basically, as he said, establish dominance.
19.
All right, noted. You give the same call that you had heard earlier, hoist Ruby over your shoulder, and Lucian, you still can't see what Gil sees, but you see Gil looking to basically ahead of you at something.
The
Glare
rest of
at
us
him.
can't see it, but Gil can.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's slightly ahead of us.
Oh, so let's see. How far is Gil from it? He's
Oh.
about 10,
Like 10
15 feet.
roughly 10 to 15, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can see 10 to 15 feet.
Basically Austin had it right. Yes, in this fog, your visibility is roughly 10 feet in your immediate area.
Yeah. No vision.
All right, Gil, as you ready to sprint and Morgan's engines are churning, Lucian, what are you gonna do?
Get in the
Right,
fucking
so
car.
you said I'm prone, right?
No, Gil was prone earlier. You're fine.
Well, yeah, it sounded like you got knocked
Okay.
down.
You got like I flavored as you getting knocked to the ground, but you're not actually prone mechanically. I'll specify like you are knocked prone, but like for flavor, you just got like your arm is bleeding heavily though.
Probably broken in 3 places. Alright, I will cradle my arm and scramble back into the cart and
A
contort
very
my
cramped
ways,
cart.
which are not ladylike.
All right, Lucian, you sling yourself in pain. And I'll say, yeah, like Caleb and Zephyr, for your benefit, you had seen Lucian fling themselves over the cart and had only just barely made out the massive dragon head slam into the ground. Lucian went over the cart like a few seconds ago, and then is coming back over with a massive gaping hole in their arm, and their arm appears to be broken.
Not so easy.
Question,
Looks
DM.
like you have
Is
a
going
very-
into the cart an action, or do I still have an action?
No, that's just your movement to get in the cart. You're fine.
It
Cool,
was
cool,
like,
cool, 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 cool,
looks
cool.
like you had a bad time out there, mage.
She's just got like the look on her face is like first you see that she wants to argue. She opens her mouth to argue with you, but she winces in
Did you
pain and just
did you
shakes her
just-
head. And instead of arguing with Caleb, she with her free hand she does a few words, and she casts Spirit Guardians on herself So anything within 15 feet of her that is bad baddie has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Within 15 feet of you?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, noted.
Basically, if we could see it, it's going to be rolling.
Pretty much.
Right. So you guys see out of the shadows her snakes and her scorpions and giant spiders and maybe a few bats or something just like start like crawling everywhere
Matthew, you can use
up the
that bat
sides of
icon
the
now.
cart.
Just a big ass bat. All right, noted.
We already got the big ass bat.
All right, and Neon, you're I'll say like normally I would, you know, it's a little more specific, but you know, I don't want to be that guy. Are you gonna accept Gil with Ruby sprinting alongside? Everyone else appears to be in the cart, so if your reaction's gonna go off, now's the time.
So is Gil actually intending to just sprint alongside?
Seems like it. You see them hoisting, you can just make out them hoisting Ruby over their shoulder and entering almost like a sprinter's position, still dripping with ichor.
I'm going to use Morrigan to just grab one of Gil's feet with her in her jaws and just lift him up with him hopefully carrying his bird.
This party, like, imagine just walking into town like this.
There's a dead fucking pterodon over our cart, and we have a frog person and a tiger and a whatchamacallit. And then in the cart we have a lizard guy, a regular human, an elf, and a goblin, and then a tiger, and we're all just running.
Speaking of, Gil, as Morrigan quite literally sweeps you off your feet and you keep your grip tight on Ruby and actually are able to hold her like a little easier with your full body to essentially act as a perch. Gil, as you look around in a frenzy, you actually see another set of legs directly ahead of Morrigan, which Neon does not appear to see.
Okay. Then, okay. I don't know if I can actually do this or not. Could I somehow wedge Ruby into his mouth, like into Morgan's mouth?
Like just to hold them
Does
there?
Morgan have a mouth?
Yeah, that's been established.
And go, and then I want to go for this thing in front of us to get it out of the way.
Okay, so basically, to be clear, you're stuffing Ruby into the mouth just so like she's not in the line of fire, but that's it.
Correct.
All right, yeah, that's easy enough to do. Morgan's already picked the two of you up. It's just a matter of repositioning yourself to be comfortable and safe, basically. So yeah, easy enough to do. All right, Morgan.
And then from his mouth, can I reach the thing in front of us?
Well, it's not your turn. You just got picked up.
In that case, there's one in front of us!
Am I able to do anything about that, Matthew?
I will say you can change your course if you want.
Follow the river.
Okay, I'll change my course then. I wasn't sure I was able to shoot it or not.
Okay, is Zephyr going to actually say follow the river?
Sure.
All right, Neon, you can hear Zephyr yell that from the cart.
Follow the river?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see or can I detect the river in any way?
You know vaguely what direction it was from the rope that you had been dragging. You think if, basically from this position, if you are to essentially, I'm assuming you're looking at it, assuming Liv's directions were accurate, you think if you go roughly this general vicinity, you should be heading towards the river.
Alright, then I will head that direction.
All right. It's going to be a little wonky because you're essentially dragging the cart diagonally, but let's see if we can make this work.
We'll figure it out.
You can put them sideways. Been like walk. I should have done this at the beginning. So bad.
Oh, whoops. Oh, oh god damn it.
Fuck you!
It's been a while. Alright, so what's Neon's speed? Or like Morgan's, I mean, and I'm assuming you're dashing?
Yes. Dashing it would be 60 feet.
Alright, 60 feet, so that'll put you about alright, pretty much at the edge of the map, so let's just go I'll do this like one little set of tokens at a time. Alright, so about here-ish. And Gil, you and Ruby. I'm going to put you and Ruby over here, but you're effectively like off screen in front of Morgan and them. Whoops. Yeah, I was taking care of it.
Yeah, don't mess it up.
Right, yeah, Lucien here. Caleb is on the other side. And that's about right.
You had to do some geometry there.
Yeah.
Austin, stop fucking.
Okay.
Did they get opportunity attacks?
Indeed, they do. Neon. Let me see if I have it written down first. Actually. Okay, no, I have it written down. I was seeing if I had Morgan's AC.
They got long attack ranges.
They do. Their necks are crazy long. Alright, just barely a hit on Morgan from that one.
Let's see, so the range of attack is 20.
For the record, you have my AC as 16, right?
Yep, for Morgan, yes.
Okay, cool.
That one. Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. The question is who they attack.
I think
All
you
right.
said Morgan.
All right. So first up, Neon. You start running the cart like trundling behind you as the last as Lucien cradles their broken arm. The corpse of the swamp stalker dragon basically just sloughs off of the cart, leaving those in it exposed.
Fell off.
Neon, as you charge forward, you feel like an impact rock Morgan and actually throw you off balance as Caleb, as you're like trying to bring your rifle to bear, you just make out the massive head of one of these things pierce Morgan's side, leaving a massive hole before vanishing back into the mist.
So I guess we weren't able to see it enough to shoot it.
Yeah, because basically you're glimpsing it in the brief seconds it's making an attack before it disappears again. Oof. Uh-oh.
I assume that you made this to be actually
That's never
winnable
good.
at our level, right?
That's never
Yes,
good.
absolutely. I scaled this multiple times to check. Don't worry. I'm more just oof because I rolled well. Like that's all it was.
You know, well, party wipe. No.
Was it a 20?
Natural 20, yes. All right, Caleb, as your
It wouldn't have mattered if it was any other kind of 20, but okay.
Well, I mean 30. 30, 20 means it get almost guaranteed it.
Caleb, as you're bringing your rifle to bear, you feel this piercing, horrible pain in your right shoulder blade. As Lucien, you see another massive head. Actually, Neon, you can feel Morgan actually skid to a halt. One more time.
This is actually the first damage Caleb has taken in God knows how many sessions.
Yeah. As the dragon literally pins Caleb to the floor by his shoulder before its head disappears again. Caleb, you take 11 piercing damage, and Morgan, Neon, you can actually feel Morgan struggle to keep moving before the weight goes away and is able to keep moving.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I literally rolled 2 1s in a row for the damage, so.
Yeah, that's the one downside.
I'm assuming that because I can't see it, I couldn't have done an uncanny dodge.
Yeah. If it relies on sight, then no.
Yeah, it says when an attacker that you can see.
Yeah, so yeah, no, you can't see it, so no. And finally, this one will have disadvantage.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there was one that pecked Gil earlier that nobody's been able to see yet. Zephyr, you're lucky. Your dodge action spared you a crit too.
Range of dodging.
And Zephyr, as the cart's being pulled away and you see your brother get pinned down, you feel a pain just barely missing your neck as you actually feel a beaked mouth grab your shoulder and slam you into the ground of the cart before the head pulls away again. And you take 12 piercing damage.
He took more damage than I did.
Yeah, I rolled better. I just didn't crit. Although if he hadn't dodged, I would have crit again.
Just it could have done a lot worse essentially on you.
I like how he dodges, and yet Caleb's the one who takes less damage.
True, but I still avoided a crit, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean there's 4 of them?
There was 4 in total, but as far as you know, there's now 3.
So wait, what does dodge do?
Dodge gives them disadvantage on hitting you, and because they're
Matthew, you need to switch dice.
Switch dice.
Use D&D Beyond.
Dude, with how poorly I've rolled on saves in the past, like.
I like how people bash on it. Like I've been using D&D Beyond this entire time.
Every time I use it, I get nothing but low rolls.
Now you're not the only one. It happened. Like I was saying, a lot of people bash it. It occurred to me that technically speaking, I'm not going to apply it posthumously or anything. It's just it occurred to me technically that crit actually should have still counted because it had advantage from being stealth. But so then because the nat 20 was what I first rolled, it should have still technically been. But I already committed to it, so I'm not going to retroact. I was just the thought occurred to me. All right, so
it looks like a lucky feat.
He just wants to kill someone.
The lucky feat.
Isn't there a feat called lucky?
There is. It's
Yep.
Yeah, I think rabbit's feet.
Shush.
It's a very powerful.
If he wasn't pulling the cart.
Diplomatic immunity.
I don't.
It's again, I can't remember the last time Caleb actually got damaged in a fight. And then the one time he gets damaged in a long time, Matthew rolls ones.
Hey, what can I say? Caleb's a lucky boy and not dying.
Seriously, honestly, if I was a DM and I'd have an imaginary number in my mind of times that someone got lucky before I'm okay, you know what? Add the lucky feat to you because you are damn lucky, sir.
Well, that lucky feat could be very powerful. I don't know. It would be kind of.
I know. I'm just joking.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, gives you you can have it to where you can roll 3 times. Hey, do I hit?
What does the lucky feat do again?
You get 3
basically
lucky
gives you
points.
A small table of dice that you can effectively re-roll.
Yeah. Pretty much you can re-roll, you can basically kind of re-roll any dice, even if it's been advantage dice or disadvantage dice, and pick whatever dice you want to pick. So even at disadvantage, you can roll 3 dice and pick between them. That's where pretty much it really powers up. Is oh, I have disadvantage, well, now I have super advantage.
Yeah, but you still have to then go with whichever one is the lowest.
No, you pick whatever one.
Well, no, you roll 2 dice, re-roll 1. You still have to pick.
No, you don't re-roll. You roll a third one, and you pick whichever one. No.
Yeah, Lucky overrides that.
Yeah, you pick.
It's a really powerful feat.
Yeah.
That's kind of broken, and I feel like they didn't think
No,
about
a lot of DMs outright ban it at their tables.
Yeah,
and it's kind of broken because it basically means there's no such thing as disadvantage.
Well, 3 times a day at least.
Yeah, you can only do it 3 times a day, but you know.
Yeah, I don't consider it broken as some DMs do, although I do get where the sentiment comes from.
Yeah.
All right. And as the cart begins to pull away, Caro, keeping your ears peeled, you hear one sound that makes you happy and another that very much doesn't. You hear the one creature, which, while you're not familiar with these kind of creatures, you have heard that sound enough times to know it's something giving up on a hunt. Wherever that one was, you seem to have outsped it enough to where it doesn't consider it worth the effort to chase you. However, the same cannot be said of the set of tree-like legs you see hounding the cart. Stomp, 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 almost like dragging themselves along like unseen tripods, clumsily skipping and dragging themselves along like massive vampire bats, actually managing to catch up to the cart as Neon goes to run, and all of you in the cart can see 2 massive dragons loom over you. Lucian, one pecks down at you for...
Wait, they're getting
Are
another
they within
turn?
15 feet of me, DM?
Yes, they are. Yeah, because it was Lucian's turn earlier. Neon's reaction went off, and the monster's turn is after Lucian.
Didn't I have the reaction thing set up?
Oh yeah, you set that up. Yeah, you set that up at the beginning of this turn cycle. So yes, you can go ahead and get a free shot at one of these.
And
since they
the
both came into
monsters
visibility,
also need to do.
I was just gonna say this one you'd normally be rolling with disadvantage. So, but they appeared in the visibility at the same time, so you can shoot this one just regular. And it's when they first enter it, right, Lucian?
Rip.
No.
I'll double check. Spirit Guardians.
Oh, wait.
Spirit Guardians.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Everything just went quiet. They need to do a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I just checked. Yeah, when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn. So, yep, that applies. All right.
Wait a second.
What's up?
Oh no, never mind. No. I was like, was she attacked? But
well, Lucian was, yes.
Well, I mean, I thought whenever the whole attack of opportunities, but no, she wasn't.
No, yeah, it was Caleb, Morgan, and you.
Zephyr, yeah.
All right. Yep. Before I give Lucian their damage, Caleb, roll to hit one of them with your attack of opportunity.
Yeah, but basically this one right here.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That's gonna hit. Roll damage.
All right, let me get that D8. Let me get that calculator.
The D8, the D6s, and all that.
Yeah.
Question,
That's bad.
DM.
What's up?
Because I'm curious. Am I
Go for
bleeding red?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Just because I was just.
No, yeah, that's
curious.
a fair question. That's absolutely a fair question given the storyline.
Well, yeah, that's what we know. If you're bleeding black, that means that they would be Acrobeast, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, so Caleb, damage?
That is going to be 30 damage.
Nice. All right.
Whoop.
30 damage on that one.
We lost Neon. No.
Yeah, it's okay. They said what they would be doing, so.
Yeah.
All right, that one has that much. All right, you managed to getting a little more confident with this weapon you've been given, Caleb. You fire one at one of the looming shadows you can see as soon as it stalks into view, and managed to hit it. as these two are basically running alongside the cart, trundling along like disturbing horses out of a nightmare, to keep pace with the cart and keep pecking at its occupants. Caro, especially from a distance, is the most horrifying like track race you've ever seen.
Boy, oh boy.
And Lucian, you said that is a wisdom save, correct?
Yes, on both of them, please.
All right. Which
Beasts are usually not good at wisdom.
Yeah.
DC?
15.
One fails, one succeeds.
So one takes half, one takes full.
Okay, so yes. And also the speed is half.
All right, noted.
And I'm trying to figure out what else. Oh, okay, and then that would be 18 damage, and then you can have that for the other guy who's there.
All right, got it.
It's necrotic, by the way.
All right, noted. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, and 18 on you. Got it. All right. All right. As your spiritual guardians leap to your defense, the creatures do stumble and start to slow down, but that unfortunately does not stop one. Whether it knows you're the cause of its current problem or is simply reacting out of hunger, you see the massive head come down and impact you. Lucian, you take...
This thing's going to miss once, or do they just hit every attack?
I mean, you probably have a high hit dice or a high chance. Like a
22 piercing damage, and yeah, they just have a high modifier.
Yeah.
You sure this was balanced?
I promise you it was. Yeah, consider that, like, you guys have a mech, Gil, multiple pets, like, fucking...
Advantage a lot of times and high damage rolls sometimes, yeah, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sadly, but Lucian, you have problem. You need a roll.
Yeah, you gotta make a concentration check on your spirit guardians.
Oh, not good. Not good. That is a 10.
I'm not sure.
Let me double check, because I think it's 10 or damage, but I want to double check.
It does. I know it's based off. There's a portion of the damage.
I'm sorry, 11.
Okay.
Yeah, here I got it. So 11 concentration. I will double check this.
Yeah, I know damage is a factor. I just don't know the whole algorithm for it.
Yeah. 10 or half the damage you take, whatever's higher. Which they rolled 11. They took 22, I believe. So, yeah,
What?
you actually just. What's up?
They took 22. What? Oh, they did. What? Oh, they did 22.
No, like they took 22 and then they rolled an 11. And it's half the damage you take. So, and they rolled an 11. So I believe they just maintain concentration.
Oh, it was just like she. I mean, she took 22.
Yeah, she took 22 damage, and its DC is 10 or half the damage you took, which in this case is 11. They rolled an 11. You meet it, you beat it, so they maintain concentration.
I don't know why I was thinking. I was hearing he, so I was like he.
I see. Yeah, understandable. It's all good. And the other one is gonna take another peck at Zephyr.
Zephyr. Does that imply it was the one that attacked him the first time?
No, this was actually the one that pecked Morgan the first time. The one that pecked Zephyr the first time is the one that gave up and decided to call it quits.
Well, like roll disadvantage or straight, but he doesn't have the stealth rolls anymore, so.
Yeah, since you can see them, I'll count this as disadvantage. Does that hit actually?
I have 18.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, thanks to your dodge and you're being able to see it, that one actually misses. Misses you by 2. Zephyr, still nursing the wound near your neck from the first one, you see a massive head galloping, like the body with the neck stretching into the sky, and you see the head colliding down, and you manage to roll out of the way. And Caleb, you actually jump back as the beak basically goes right between your feet, and you see a massive eye looking at you before the head pulls up, taking splinters of the cart with it as it disappears in the misty sky.
I almost
Assume those splinters did not hurt it, though.
Yeah, not that you can see. It's a beak, so it's pretty durable. It'd be like if a splinter like dinked onto your fingernail, basically. It's not likely to penetrate.
No, but it hurts.
Yeah, no, it hurts like a bitch, just. And that is the end of the Quetzalcoatlus' turn. I'll say, Zephyr, you're up. Is there anything you want to do? You can see them.
Have a higher roll?
What's up?
I thought Neon rolled an 11 and he rolled a 10.
No, I rolled an 11. He rolled a 10.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
So why is Gil way the fuck over there?
Well, he's in front
because
of
Neon's in Morgan's mouth, but Neon's with their movement speed reached the edge of the battle grid. So I just put them over there and was like, okay, but for the record, you're off the map.
Yeah, but
you're not able to extend the grid.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really clarify this, so I will. I'll make sure to have my whisper, so now my AC is now 20.
Alright, noted.
And I guess
I think that was the first time they missed.
Oh yeah, their speed is half, so.
But I assume it's only when they're in the field that it's halved.
Yeah, it's true.
But even then, it might slow them down enough to where they also might just give up rather than keep chasing you.
True. Well, I mean, I'll also do something. I don't know how. It's just like I don't know how big their footsteps are, so that's the problem.
I think that maybe getting hurt on one of them is like, and then it's gonna keep chasing. It's like this is slowly becoming not worth it.
True.
So it just flies away.
I will. This is probably not worth it, but I would like to go over to the. I can see this guy over here to the left. I'm assuming I can't see the guy fully behind us.
You can just make him out.
That's the one that Caleb shot. So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over the side, and it shouldn't kind of like over here in front of us, like between us and Morgan, type of thing. That little middle ground between us. It shouldn't affect Morgan, or I hope it doesn't. I'm just gonna dump my balls of bearings.
Okay.
Your ball bearings.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you what. Make me a just general. Make me a general dexterity check. This is interesting.
Dexterity check. Okay.
Yeah, just in general, like no specific.
A roll to use the ball bearings.
Oh no! Like I have a specific thing in mind. So.
All right. Dirty 20.
All right. Awesome. All right. So, as the cart continues to bumpily trudge along, Lucian, you're nursing multiple massive peck wounds. Caleb, you're bleeding from your shoulders. Raccoon is cowering alongside Garrow. Zephyr, you look at your bleeding comrades, grab your bag of ball bearings and your parasol, and you start to carefully hoist yourself over the front of the car and just barely find your balance. You're dexterous, but it's still trundling and bumping constantly. Like an old west train robber, you find your balance perfectly on the bit and brittle between Morrigan and the cart. You ready your bag of ball bearings and you scatter them. And you basically manage to scatter them in such a way to where they go on either side of the cart and under it, but not hitting the wheel. While a few of the wheels do bump slightly, it's not enough to significantly damage it. And while your bag of ball bearings is empty, everything around the cart, except for its immediate path forward, is now difficult terrain.
It's also if they walk on it, then they have to make a dexterity saving throw, and or I think they fall. Yeah, they fall prone.
All right. And using Whisper to kind of hook onto the edge of the cart, you look and indeed see that the ball bearings are giving them some pause. Is that the end of your turn?
And then I will use my action, just in case they actually, do come over here to dodge again.
All right, noted. Also, I'll say for the record, I have it noted now on the battle sheet that your AC with Whisper is 20, but for the record, that first one still would have hit you, and the second one still would have missed either way. So it didn't affect your rolls that I didn't have it noted, but I do have it noted for the future. So
yeah, I just wasn't sure, like, if I pressed. I know I put it said it'd be next to me, but I don't know if I said I grabbed it or something.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I said, it didn't affect any rolls, so we're good. All right. Neon, is Neon back yet? I mean, if not, they said what they were going to do. But okay, yeah, they're not back yet. But Neon continues to keep Morgan running. And again, outside of a few bumps, Zephyr's ball bearings were masterfully placed. And you all, with relief, see that the dragons start to slow down. And one of them outright falls, the one that you had shot, Caleb, outright stumbles and trips. And Caro, you actually can just make out Garrow lunge back towards the front of the cart, actually stepping on your foot, Lucian, as they give a loud yowl as the dragon, as it falls, actually tries to take a snap at Garrow before the cart speeds past it. And the one on the left, on the cart's right, but on the left of the battle grid, as it stops, looking at the ball bearings in confusion, like an elephant looking at mice, looking after the cart, gives one final as the dragons begin to fade into the distance.
These dragons have given up.
Okay. Well, I can. Are we out of initiative?
Yes, combat has ended. The swamp dragons have...
line from...
Okay.
What was that line from...
I would like...
They're giving up!
Yeah, they're giving up! All right, Lucian, go ahead.
I would like to do... I'll put up a prayer of healing for everybody. So I'll go ahead and roll that.
Good riddance.
I know. If they kept coming, Gil was going to do something stupid.
Well,
again.
That's 24.
Good thing I stopped.
Again.
Let me see if this is for everybody.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it's
so
7
that's
people.
20. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
1,
I
2,
can hear
3,
you.
Okay.
4, 5.
24 of healing for everybody.
All right.
Just all
Everyone-
the people who got damaged. So
Yeah, so everyone takes that much healing. And the...
Caleb is now fully healed.
Yep.
what was the
And-
healing again?
24.
Okay, I think I'm good.
24.
Yeah.
Wow, we got
Lucian.
a lot of... According to the moderator chat, we got a lot of people watching.
Awesome.
But the viewers are still showing us only 3.
Yeah, so as the swamp stalkers fade into the mist behind you, Morgan keeps running and doesn't stop until you all approach the river. And as the bubbling of the river once again becomes the only sound you can hear, you hear some distant calls from the mist stalkers, but otherwise, Stalker Forest is silent once more. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now I have an empty bag.
Oh my goodness.
So, the party has decided that they will be journeying with this Liv Tatois, a male dark elf priest of Ergos who has been exiled for being a perceived threat to the Ergos Republic and specifically their cousin, President Ergos' rule. Journeying with this person, they seem to be more or less an expert on the local life, giving the party fair warnings of the Clapjaw Dragon's mimicry, the smaller ones' pest-like nature, and these mysterious, gigantic swamp stalkers' ambush predatory tendencies. While Liv appears to have been dragged away by the very creatures they were experts on for now, and you do not see them anywhere in the immediate area, Neon and a few of the others do seem confident that they will be rejoining you shortly, as they seemed to at least claim that that would be the plan. Fighting off a small flock of these gigantic mist-stalking dragons, the party has their wounds more or less healed and managed to get out of that in more or less one piece. So, if you want to see more of my DMing, check out twitch.tv/Graemcrackers, GraemCrackerz, for my Friday campaign, The Goldshine Investigations, taking place in the same campaign setting, but several hundred years in the past, where the party currently includes 2 Yavik natives, one of which is Aurora Blackmont, leader of the Aragos Rebellion's father. The party is actually currently in that character's lands, Underdark. That campaign live streams on that channel at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Check it out. Our website, while down for maintenance at the moment, for when it is back up in the future, check out official-d5hub.info. Check out the link that's about to be posted in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. And support our episodes posted on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and iHeart Podcast Network, just wherever you happen to get them from. And for our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 9:30 Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. And check out Odd Tornado Productions Official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including our Human Rogue, who took a bit of a peckin' this time around's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5, 5 with a PH. Don't get it wrong, please. And with that, if there's nothing else, thanks everybody at home so much for watching. Thanks all of you at the table so much for playing. And we'll see you all next week.
Ooh.